broadcasts on FSN Bay Area.
As far as the regular season goes, 2007 has been one for the books for the Sabercats. Today, while they take on the Gladiators, we'll take a look back, as well as look ahead to what promises to be an exciting playoff run. The regular season concludes on the road for the San Jose Sabercats in the one and only Sin City, Las Vegas, Nevada, as the Sabercats will take on the Las Vegas Gladiators inside Orleans Arena. San Jose at 12-3, Vegas at 2-13, the regular season finale. Hello, everybody. Bob Fitzgerald alongside Steve Pappen. And what an odd game to be played on a Monday afternoon in Las Vegas. The regular season finale, Sabercats are in the playoffs, but a key game for them for home field advantage. The question, though, Steve, from a playing standpoint, Monday afternoon in Vegas?
It's going to be a little different for these players. On a Monday afternoon, your routines are off. You try and sleep during the day, and things of that nature are going to be off a little bit, but it's still football, and the stakes are too high for these guys to let it affect them.
Stakes are high for the Sabercats. They have to win this game. As you look at the conference standings, San Jose at 12-3, but Chicago has the tiebreaker. Sabercats must win to have home field all the way through the playoffs. That's key because they have not lost a home game all year long at HP Pavilion. The best news for San Jose, though, is that Ben Nelson is back. He and James Rowe, the two top offensive threats, and with Ben Nelson back, the deep ball is there for Mark Grieve.
Oh, yeah, with no doubt. James Rowe is going to give you the deep ball, and he's going to give you the crossing routes. But what Ben Nelson brings to this offense is the speed and the deep ball, the post and the corner routes, and him and Mark Grieve are so good at throwing the ball. I know Mark Grieve is loving having Ben Nelson back.
One of the oddest games we've seen in the arena schedule, Monday afternoon in Vegas, but a game the Sabercats have to have. The regular season finale. We will kick it off at the starting lineups from Sim City, the Sabercats and the Gladiators, right after this.
Playoff football, playoff fireworks, and playoff fun. Come watch your Sabercats destroy the competition in their quest to win another Arena Bowl. Catch all the action Saturday, July 7th at noon at HP Pavilion. While supplies last, get your ticket to the game for just $5. For tickets to the July 7th game, log on to Ticketmaster.com or call 408-998-TIXS. Playoff football, playoff fireworks, and playoff fun. Be there.
If you need it. If you want it. Fry's has it. Be surprised at Fry's. This ProMedia 19-inch LCD now $129.99 after rebate. Accommodate a hybrid drive 500-gigabyte external hard drive now $119.99. And this Polk 6.1 home theater surround sound now $699. Remember, your best buys are always at Fry's. Guaranteed.
You never know what's going to happen. Long recording, very easy. Averio, hard disk camcorder. JVC.
Getting a new high-def TV to watch the Sabercats this season? Well, you're going to need cables. And Cables Unlimited provides the gold standard in HDMI cables. Check out our customer reviews on Amazon.com and prepare to be amazed. Our HDMI cables feature a pure, clean digital signal. Tackle that monster of overpriced, overhyped cables and score with a winner. You could always pay more, but why? Team up with Cables Unlimited today on the web at cablesunlimited.com.
A Monday afternoon in Las Vegas. Bob Fitzgerald, Steve Pappen with you. Sabercats getting ready to take on the Gladiators. And lay some keys to the game on me, partner.
Well, first of all, you're going to have the no Vegas hangover. You don't want to worry about the time. You don't want to worry about the dead arena in here. You just want to go out and play football. Secondly, you're going to have to spread it around. Ben Nelson comes back, but keep doing what you've been doing for the last 4 or 5 weeks without him. Let him get back. He's a professional. He'll get into the offense. And thirdly, no freebies. This is a 2-13 football team that you don't want to let stay in the ball game because you've given them costly turnover.
Our Belkin keys to the ball game. Darren Arbette already has a division title, has the best record in the conference, but has to win to have home field advantage all the way through. And in 9 years, going over 100 wins, only the 4th man to do that in arena football history. Darren already has 2 championships and has championship talent on this edition of the Sabercats. A.J. Haglund kicking it deep, and Terrence Quattlebaum off the soft net, and that will be a touchback. So Las Vegas will set up shop at the 5-yard line. Vegas only 2 wins, both on the road, as they beat Grand Rapids in Utah. Brian Jones is a pretty tough customer, very athletic, completes about 67% of his passes. And for Vegas, they have absolutely nothing to lose. If they knock out the Sabercats, it'd be a huge upset.
Yeah, when you're thinking about this team, they have nothing to gain for. There's no playoff, and you always want to play a spoiler type role. San Jose's already locked up stuff except for the home field advantage. So that's something to play for here if you're a Gladiator.
Jones out of Toledo. He is a rookie. Tabidi Davis, the motion man, is the most dangerous receiver. On first down, Jones looking deep down the sideline, and he had Travis Latendresse pull up short, and Marquise Floyd almost became the receiver.
Yeah, what happens there is normally when you tell a receiver when you get pressed, you're supposed to convert that to a go route, a takeoff route. Brian Jones thought his receiver was going to do that, threw it out there as a one-on-one matchup, and unfortunately the receiver cut it off.
Symantec starting lineups: Brian Jones with Marlon Jackson, the fullback, Quattlebaum, Latendresse, and Davis are the receivers, with Joseph Tupe Pico and Conrad Dean up front. Call it 2nd and 10. Flag on the play. Jones looking downfield for Latendresse. That's incomplete. They'll wait on the hanky. Dave Couturier is our referee.
Offside defense, number 14. In the neutral zone when the ball was snapped. 5-yard. Repeat the down.
Dave is getting ready to retire. 35 years of law enforcement. And coming up in December will be his final time wearing the badge.
Wow. It's got to be tough to give that up.
You'll see him doing Pac-10 games as well. So 2nd and 5 after the offsides penalty on Omar Smith. And we've got another flag, and the Sabercats are being fooled by the snap count. And as Jones is varying the cadence, is that what's getting guys to jump?
Yeah, what's going to happen, you know.
Offside defense, number 34. Automated the quarterback. 5-yard penalty. Penalty yardage results in a first down.
A lot of times what you want to do, Fitz, is you want to, especially pinned in deep like this, you want to go on different cadence. You want to try and get yourself some room, give yourself some momentum by getting San Jose to jump off sides. And right now he's doing a good job of mixing up his cadence.
Kevin Guy, defensive coordinator for the 3rd best defense in the Arena League. Sabercats, one of the top offensive teams as well.
Listen to me. Don't talk. Just listen. You find somebody yet?
So on first down, Jones firing, nearly picked off. Good break on the football by Omar Smith. Tabidi Davis is a big target there, but Smith read that route pretty well.
Yeah, great job right there by Omar. He sits in, waits on it, times the out route, and it seems like Jones is a little bit off so far early in the game, and he didn't get too much pressure there. I think he's just, like we said, that 1:30 start is affecting everybody today.
Sabercats defense, 3rd best in the league, allowing 47 points per game. On 2nd and 10, Latendresse in motion. Jones looking deep downfield. Cleveland Thomas with a pick. Thomas at the 20. Looking for a block. Clee still on his feet. Getting to the corner. Thomas to the goal line, and he's in for the touchdown. Cleveland Thomas, interception number 9 on the year. And he takes it 25 yards back, and the Sabercats score first.
Yeah, Cleveland does a great job. What happens right there is the Vegas receiver is going to run a sail route, which arguably is the toughest route in arena football to cover because it's a timing route. It's a 9-yard. He's going to get there and break. But what Cleveland does, he just sits over the top. It's a poorly thrown ball, picks it off. And now this is one thing you got to love about the Sabercat defenders. When they pick balls off, they want to score. They want to turn it into points, and that's exactly what Cleveland did.
A.J. Haglund on for the PAT, and the kick is up and good. And so a game the Sabercats have to have for home field advantage, and a nice beginning as the defense scores first.
Follow Barry's pursuit for history here on FSN Bay Area. Barry chases history as the Giants continue the homestand, ready to take on their division rival. They'll collide with the explosive Adrian Gonzalez and the surging San Diego Padres. Giants, Padres, tonight at 7 on FSN Bay Area.
pitch to Willie Mays. He swings and lines it down the right field line. This one is Clark hits it up the middle into center field base hit.
The Giants have won the pennant. The Giants are the champions of the
Each generation has idolized its heroes. Our generation has a chance to create them. Support the Junior Giants.
San Jose Sabercats Arena Football is brought to you by Netgear, by Linksys, by Belkin, by Sharp, Be Sharp, by Symantec, by Panasonic, by Case Logic, and by Fry's Electronics. Your best buys are always at Fry's. Well, the Sabercats have won 9 in a row, and a nice beginning as they look for 10 wins in a row on a Cleveland Thomas pick, taking the 7-0 lead. And Cleveland, remember, he had the ACL injury after being the Defensive Player of the Year, Rookie of the Year. Hagelin kicking it off, and a very good return by Quattlebaum until the kicker Hagelin was there to upend him. Terrence Quattlebaum giving Vegas pretty good field position. But Steve, I think scoring first is big, and that get Vegas in that, oh, here we go again mode. If you're San Jose on the road, get that lead, grab this game by the neck and win this one.
Well, yeah, you and I were sitting up here earlier before the game started, and the fans was yelling to the Vegas players, can we score first this time? And evidently they haven't scored first all year, and it affected them this game.
I got to say, I'm a bit surprised that there's this many people on a Monday afternoon in Vegas.
So am I, exactly.
It's a little bit more than family and friends. On first down, Jones to Tabidi Davis. Good stiff arm. And then brought down at the 13-yard line.
Pass complete, number 9, Tabidi Davis.
So what are you doing on a Monday afternoon in Vegas? I thought there'd be 50 people here. There's actually a reasonable contingent. A lot of them Sabercat fans that have made the trip.
A lot of them are Sabercat fans. You could probably, besides the children that are in here, some of these are probably, they've lost a little money today. so instead of losing more, they decided to come to a football game.
Definitely one of the oddest games we have done in 13 years of Sabercats football. A Monday afternoon in Vegas. On 1st and 10. Jones, pretty good protection into the end zone and batted away. Marquise Floyd, who's just had a wonderful year as the third DB, saving the score.
Yeah, one thing I'm looking at so far is San Jose, their defensive backs, they're all over the place. I mean, and Jones isn't throwing the ball that well today, but this is something that, you know, I'm sure San Jose's taught about all day. Get these guys out early. And if we can do it defensively, that helps out our offense, brings Ben Nelson back. And you just watch the way these defenders are flying around and knocking balls down so far today.
Kevin Guy's Symantec starting lineup on defense. Johnson, Williams, Harper with Glover. And the all one-arm bandit Steve Watson. And then that Omar Smith, Cleveland Thomas, Marquise Floyd defensive back group. And the pressure there forcing Jones to throw that incomplete into the ground.
You have to wonder here, Fitz, if you're a professional, you're playing, you're going to get paid, it's your job and everything, but you're 2-13. It's 1:30 on a Monday, because Jones just looks like he's off. He looks like he's, you know, he's not into the game. Right there, he had a guy wide open, a little pressure, but he throws in the dirt. His throws today don't have that much zip, and they're very not accurate at all. And you just wonder, are some of these guys wanting to get home to their families and their wives and kids?
Yeah, I mean, Vegas is a couple hours away from their season being over. For the Sabercats, want to lock up home field and win this one. On 3rd down. Jones hit as he throws, firing to Quattlebaum. Pretty good move, another cutback, and Quattlebaum getting down to the 2-yard line. So that was all Terrence Quattlebaum, the rookie out of West Virginia. An 11-yard scamper. And Vegas in position to tie the ball game.
Yeah, right there, you can tell Quattlebaum's not ready to go home. He was trying to make a lot of things happen right here. He, you know, catches the pass on a short little route and makes Omar Smith miss the tackle, and then he just has the strength and determination to keep going. And Marquise Floyd misses, and he's trying to get in that end zone and give this Vegas team a spark.
And if you never saw Steve Pappen play, he looked just like that.
Many years ago.
1st and goal. Marlon Jackson is the fullback. Pitch toss to Jackson trying to get outside. Floyd stood him up, and the rest of the Sabercats take him down. So Marquise Floyd came up from the DB spot, and then Alan Harper and friends able to get on top of Marlon Jackson.
You know, this Sabercat defense, number 3 defense in all of arena football. They pride themselves on not letting teams score. And what happens is you get in these big formations, and now you want to pitch to the fullback with a bigger lineman or another fullback out there to block. But what people don't realize is you see it every day because every offense has this package in now, week 16, week 18 of the season.
So 2nd and goal. Ball just inside the 5. Give it to Jackson, pushing the pile, but Steve Watson had his leg, and he doesn't get into the end zone. We've been calling Watson the one-arm bandit all season because he's had a cast on that left hand. I'll tell you what, with the cast, he's played as well as any linebacker I've ever seen in this league as a rookie.
Oh, yeah. I talk to him every once in a while on the bus rides over and at the hotel sometime, and I tell him, you know, of all the years I've played and coached in the league, whatever, I've never seen anyone with one arm, or better than that, 2 arms, 2 hands, go at it at the way he does. He doesn't let it hamper him. He seems to have gotten better with the one hand.
So halfway through this first quarter, 3rd and goal from just inside the 1. They've ran it the last 2 times. And Jones going to keep it himself. There's a flag on the play. Jones gets into the end zone. It is a touchdown, and we'll wait on the laundry on the field.
We got a flag down.
That was the student body right arena version. Everybody get in front of the quarterback.
Offside defense, number 31, violation of the 2nd neutral
Sabercats
zone.
were offside, so the touchdown will stand.
Touchdown.
And Danton Bartow, this will be his last game, as he has been told he was going to be let go at the end of the season.
You know, one thing about that play that I personally don't like is you get a guy coming at full motion down in that gap, and then your defensive linebacker has to sit and wait. I think they should modify that rule that if the guy comes in that gap, you should be able to meet him in that hole right there. It's a no-win situation for a defensive player.
Steve Azar out of Northern Illinois going to attempt the PAT. It's a good look at it. Only 9 feet wide, half the width of the outdoor game for the goalposts. And Azar's kick is up and good, and so Vegas only 2 wins on the season, but they tie the Sabercats at 7 apiece with 6:19 remaining in the first quarter. Now, this being our final regular season telecast and final regular season game, we're going to look back at a lot of things during the season. But last week, Fan Appreciation Night, the Sabercats a chance to go 8-0 at home, and they become the first team in a 16-game schedule to be undefeated. And James Rowe, breaking all the Sabercat receiving records, got into the end zone time and time again against Arizona.
Yeah, I had a chance. It was my first time being at the San Jose Arena this year. I got a chance to come out. We had a bye week, so I got to see it. And if you watch the way San Jose plays, I mean, they put guys in different situations. Omar Smith right here plays a cornerback. They had him playing in the linebacker spot. He kicks it off for a touchdown. It was something special about this year's team with James Rowe doing what he did, not being able to play with Ben Nelson, and in the secondary, and everybody just playing with a bunch of new guys. And to be able to go 8-0 at home in any league is a tremendous accomplishment for an organization.
Sabercats already have the bye. They know the date. They will be home on July 7th. 7/7/07 at 11:50 a.m. So an afternoon game. 408-998-TIXS or Ticketmaster.com. Opponent will be determined after the Sabercats have the bye week play out. But be there at HP Pavilion for the home playoff game. And the Sabercats, undefeated at home, want to make it all their playoff games at home, except for the Arena Bowl, which is in New Orleans on July 29th. So we're halfway through the quarter. We have yet to see the Sabercat offense yet, because the defense did their scoring. Rodney Wright is deep. And Wright, ball not hitting the net. And out to the 5 face mask. And brought down at the 6-yard line, but that's one of the more obvious ones, and that will add on to the return.
You know, with the rule changes, that the returns are just not there this year.
Well, you have better athletes running down, and fresher athletes, I should say, in terms of the kick coverage teams.
Sometimes you're getting some teams that have, they have 2 guys that run down that don't even play the whole game. All they do is run down on special teams, so they're fresh, and that's their only job. Oh, that's a big one there.
Well, that's just not even, that's how someone gets hurt.
Yeah. I did see him help Rodney up afterwards, though, so nothing personal.
Yeah, Will Thompson said, I snapped her neck off, but here, let me help you up.
I'll help you up.
So Mark Grieve at the quarterback spot on first down. Firing, welcome back, Ben Nelson. And so Nelson across midfield and shoved into the boards, missed 4 games with a medial collateral injury in the knee. Nelson will tie his shoe here.
Well, so much for one of my keys. Spread it around, huh? Why? Throw it to Ben right now and see if he's ready to go.
Well, Ben got the flat tire. Sabercats are going to come to the line, and the officials are going to have an equipment timeout. Let Nelson put his shoe back on. But Mark Grebe, a record-setting season. 99 touchdowns is a Sabercat record. He'd be one of only a few guys to ever get to 100 if he throws another one. And he has a chance to break his own yardage mark from last season.
Every year, Mark Grebe gets better and better, and the receivers change, offense, and him and Coach Malley stay the same. And he's a constant professional that does everything the right way. And you know, the thing I'm a little shocked at is it's very rare you see Mark Grebe throw 13 interceptions in a season. His touchdown to turnover ratio has really been good over his career. With the new rule changes and the 3 defensive specials, makes it a little bit difficult this year.
So 2nd and 1, almost a free play from the Vegas 23. Grebe, plenty of time into the end zone. James Rowe, touchdown Sabercats. James Rowe adds to his team record with his 40th touchdown, and it's Mark Grebe's 100th of the season.
My goodness, Fitz, it just looks so easy. It's effortless. It's years and years of practice. It's years and years of being together and knowing where a guy is going to be. I guarantee you this route that James Rowe runs right here is going to be a sail route, which is he's going to get to 9 yards and break out, but he sees the guy sitting there, so all he does is run straight down the middle of the field. Mark Grebe knows where he's going to be. Simple as it can be. Nice throw, easy catch, touchdown.
Yeah, that's all those years together as Hagelin hits the PAT. I see what we need to do. I'll break off the route. Quarterback, receiver on the same page. That's why that offense is so good. Sabercats retake the lead 14-7 with 4:58 remaining in the first.
Wherever Power Shot goes, great pictures follow.
Make every shot a power shot.
Eat right, exercise, and try adding Invega to your bag of tricks. It's the sparkling green tea that gently increases calorie burning. So it's one more positive step towards a healthy lifestyle.
Bob Fitzgerald, Steve Pappen with you with 4:58 remaining in the first quarter in Las Vegas, with the Sabercats up 14-7. And here are the guys that have hit the century mark in the history of arena football. And Mark Grebe getting 100 for the first time in his career.
That's such an accomplishment. And something that's kind of funny is you haven't heard of him all year, but Scott Rizloff, he's their 3rd string quarterback last year in the Arena 2 through 107. So San Jose actually has two quarterbacks on staff on roster with 100 touchdowns.
Quattlebaum off the net, looking for the sideline, and then shoved out of bounds by Steve Watson at the 13-yard line.
Quattlebaum on the return.
And so, as we talked about, if you could get on top of Vegas, get them into that, oh no, here we go again mode, that would benefit the Sabercats. However, Jones leads them down for a tying touchdown, make it 7-all, and now your competitive instincts take over if you're Las Vegas.
Yeah, if you're Las Vegas, now you realize you can move the ball, you can score. You're looking at it from a perspective. It's nothing. We have to gain. But let's play football. Let's get in the rhythm. Let's play the spoiler. And what you don't want to do if you're Las Vegas is get in a shootout with San Jose.
1st and 10. Send Latendresse in motion. Jones firing deep, and Latendresse has it across midfield, shoved down by Clevan Thomas. And for San Jose's defense, you don't want large chunks of yardage being given up to allow Jones to start to gain some of that confidence.
Exactly. If you're San Jose, you want to make him, like the first 2 series, a couple of bad throws here, a couple of bad throws there, you get an interception. What you want to make him do is you want to make him earn everything that they're going to get today. You don't want to give him the easy yards and let him get in a rhythm, because that's when things start to snowball and bad things start to happen.
So on 1st down, inside 4 minutes remaining in the first. Jones looking sideline for Tabidi Davis. There's a flag on the play. Sabercats have had several offsides penalties, but this one laying at the 21-yard line.
That's a clean flag down. Nice
Tabidi Davis is 6'3", 215 pounds. He is a monster receiving-wise in this league.
Receivers are getting bigger because of the new rule change, because they don't have to play defense now.
Listen, it's what you hear it. Listen.
Dave Couturier has the call.
Single shift on the offense. 2 players moving at the same time without resetting. Number 9 and 88. That penalty declined.
So we'll bring up second down. Well, you think about Tabidi Davis, 6'3", 215. A guy like Omar Smith is 5'9", $180. I mean, you're giving away a lot of height and a lot of weight.
An awful lot of height and weight. That's why you try and stop him from catching it, so you don't have to worry about tackling him.
There you go. On second down, Jones looking for that matchup we're talking about, and it's incomplete. So they're spying that Davis-Omar Smith matchup and going right at it. But the ball has to be thrown accurately.
Yeah, they're trying to exploit that matchup with the size differential between with Omar Smith, and like I've mentioned earlier, it just seems like Jones isn't in a comfortable zone. He's thrown a couple of crossing routes that have been on point, but his deep balls have sailed into the stands. And if you're Omar, you're loving it because you don't have to worry about that matchup because he's not giving his receiver a chance to catch it.
DB's best friend, the incomplete pass.
Exactly.
So 3rd and 10. Omar Smith gets matched up on Quattlebaum. It's Latendresse, the motion man, and flags fly before the play gets going. We've got a false start on Vegas.
Both flags are the same foul. False start offense. 72, 5-yard penalty.
So a little bit of sloppiness from Conrad Dean out of Akron. And you attribute that, Steve, just to, it's such a break in routine to play on a Monday afternoon.
Oh yeah, you're out of your comfort zone. You know, you didn't wake up and watch whatever cartoon or whatever show, and you know, you didn't get your lunch at the same time. And then what we saw earlier is Jones is switching up his cadence, and that can affect the offense at times as well.
So 3rd and 15, an opportunity for the Sabercat defense. Jones pumping once, looking for everything to Latendresse. He dropped it. He had gotten past Cleveland Thomas. The ball was there, and a wall was coming up quickly. And Travis Latendresse out of Utah couldn't hold on to it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a nice route right here. He actually gets behind Cleveland, and the ball was a perfectly thrown ball by Jones. And there's, you know, I have 3 numbers to say to you right here for that drop: 2 and 13. And that's part of the reason why when you drop easy touchdowns and you're playing a team like San Jose, you can't afford that.
This would be about a 43-yarder for Azar on 4th and 15. Rodney Wright is back to receive, but this is high enough, long enough, and good. So Steve Azar, very good kick to that 9-foot wide opening above the 15-foot high crossbar. And Vegas gets points on a 4th and 15. That's kind of found money.
Yeah, it is, because the way the ball game is going, it can get away from Las Vegas in a very fast fashion. And by making this here, San Jose's looking at it as a stop, so it's a plus for them. But to make a long field goal like this, it keeps you in a ball game, it keeps some momentum, and it keeps the guys' intensity level up a little bit.
That's a great replay and a great angle. You talk about a needle through a haystack.
Not an easy thing to do here in arena football is to be a kicker. I mean, you see, if you go team by team and you see who the transaction were, I guarantee you see more kickers come and go than you do any other position on the field.
And also, if he were to miss that kick, Rodney Wright has a chance to return it. A lot of times the return comes right back to the original line of scrimmage.
Exactly.
So to get points there was huge.
I think one thing about the Arena Football League is missed field goal return yards, all that is a lost cause. You very, very see, because a lot of teams don't choose the option to kick, and when they do, they have confidence that their kicker is going to make it.
So Azar will kick it deep. Rodney Wright will field it off the net. That's a line ball. It's loose in the end zone, and Omar Smith saves the day. That would have been a touchdown for Vegas if they had gotten on top of it. Instead, Omar Smith, that safety valve. Now, what do they call that job for Omar there?
Get on the ball. No, he's called the personal protector. And
the personal protector.
His rule is you don't go past the 5-yard line, and once the ball hits the net, he's got to go get it. And see, in that instant, Rodney Wright should have went and blocked for Omar, so he doesn't get hit in the back. But because the ball fell dead, they both tried to get it in. Fortunately for us, Omar Smith did his job.
It only comes out to the 2.5-yard line on that type of touchback because he never got out of the end zone. So backed up out of his own end zone. Grebe throwing to Ben Nelson, and have a flag on the play.
I think you're going to get a roughing on Las Vegas. They took Mark Grieve down.
Ron Riley will have the personal
Roughing
foul.
the passer, number 91 defense. 10 yards from the end of the run. Automatic first down.
Our Symantec starting lineups for this Sabercat offense that has been so good, tied for the best in the league. Grieve at quarterback, Kinzinger, a great blocking fullback with Ben Nelson, James Rowe, and Rodney Wright. And then up front, the rookie Troy Reddick, Dan Loney, the veteran, and then Julius Gant. The offensive line has had just a great season.
Yeah, as long as you can block for Mark Grieve, this offense will never be stopped. And these three guys up front have been doing a great job all year.
Winding down to the final minute of the first quarter. Grieve tried to set up the screen, now looking deep. Rodney Wright, what an adjustment! He saw it was underthrown. There's another flag on the play. There's a fight back by the quarterback.
Flags are down.
You had another cheap shot on Grieve, and the Sabercat lineman not going to put up with that. See, this is the danger of playing a 2-13 team, as the personal fouls start flying, and they stop playing football.
Exactly.
So here's the calls.
Holding, offense. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Repeat the down.
So you had a holding call, but nothing for the punching and the fight after the play.
Wow.
So Grieve gets hit. And then as he tried to get up, just on the corner of your screen, you had a little beginning of something happening there. And it's a 2-on-1.
And look at your quarterback in there. Look at your quarterback in there protecting this guy, because that guy's protecting him.
Troy Reddick was saying, I've had this guy's hands in my face a couple times. Looking deep for Rowe, and incomplete. Well covered that time. Sidney Hagerbrook was right with James Rowe, but that was a big holding call. Sabercats had it down to the 10-yard line. The Rodney Wright catch, it all comes back.
Yeah, you know, one thing that, you know, you've seen Mark Grieve get hit twice late so far in this ballgame, and it's kind of reminiscent of 2002, last game against Arizona, when Arizona jumped on collarbone. Exactly. He didn't get a chance to play in the playoffs, and that's one thing I noticed Sabercats are going to try and avoid today here in Las Vegas.
2nd and 20. Final play of the first quarter. Grieve buying time and then dumping to Nelson. Nelson will be out to the 18-yard line. Another flag. So we've got some kind of flag-happy officiating going on in this first quarter. Let's see what we have here.
Illegal defense number 6. Linebacker out of the box. 5-yard penalty. Automatic first down. That ends the first quarter.
All right, so that will take us to the end of the first quarter. Sabercats in possession of the ball and the lead after the first 15 minutes.
I'm a cop. My wife's a nurse. We knew what to look for when it came to our children using drugs and alcohol, but we had no idea about inhalant abuse. No parent should have to find out about inhalants like we did. On March 2nd, 2005, my wife went to wake our son Kyle for school. He was sitting up in bed, hunched over. Kyle was dead. If you don't know the signs, you can't save your kids. Learn to recognize the warning signs and find out how to best protect your kids. Visit the NIPC at inhalants.com.
The undeniable power of Panasonic Plasma. Nothing compares to America's best-selling plasma TVs. Panasonic, ideas for life.
More than just a washing machine, the LG Steam Washer refreshes clothing and reduces wrinkles with the rapid power of steam. Surprising as, fresh as, innovative as LG. LG, life's good.
You never know what's going to happen. Long recording, always ready. Averio, hard disk camcorder. JVC.
Symantec bringing you the second quarter of Sabercats football in Las Vegas on a Monday afternoon. Bob Fitzgerald, Steve Pappen with you. San Jose up 14-10, and certainly the hostilities have increased.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Got a couple cheap shots, couple late hits. On first down, beginning the second quarter, firing out to Rowe down the sideline, and James Rowe long striding his way into Vegas territory at the 22-yard line.
You know, one thing that a lot of people don't know, because, you know, you're really maybe not be acclimated enough with the Arena Football League, but San Jose's offense, you look at these guys running wide open and you think, you know, what's going on. It's kind of like the San Francisco 49ers. Terry Malley's offense, everything is a read. You're going to read what the defense does, so you're 9 times out of 10, Mark Greaves is going to have somebody open to throw to.
And Nelson will be the motion man on 1st and 10. Grebe firing to Rowe again. A good 8-yard gain, shoved into the wall. Rufus Brown right there with him. That'll bring up 2nd and short.
I wonder how much time during this week Rufus Brown has went into his defensive coordinator and tried to say or to explain to him what San Jose is trying to do, since he was a part of this Sabercat team earlier in the season and all of last season.
So when they get in trouble, they throw to 9 or 80.
Simple as that. Now the problem is, can we stop him? Yeah, that's the problem.
Almost a free play. On 2nd and short. Grebe firing to Ben Nelson's got the first down, and Nelson down to the 2-yard line. Now, Steve, early on, what have you seen from Ben Nelson coming back from a knee injury here?
Well, I mean, if I had been gone and lost from the planet for the last 2 or 3 months, I never would have known he was missing. You watch him run his routes, he's got that explosion. He doesn't seem to be favoring that knee at all. And he, you know, I talked to him in the hotel today. He said he was ready. He looks ready, and Terry Malley's giving him a little blow now because of the big guys. But I think he's ready.
1st and goal from the 2. This is that jumbo package the Sabercats like to use. Kinzinger's in motion. They give it to Kinzinger, and he plunges his way in for the touchdown. Matt Kinzinger played last year for Vegas and comes back and gets into the end zone for the 4th time this season.
Yeah, that's one thing. I mean, we talk about the numbers, Mark Green, Ben Nelson, James Rowe, but one thing that people don't realize about the San Jose offense is they have to be one of the best, besides Nashville, one of the best offensive running teams inside the red zone over the last 5 years that I've ever seen.
Especially with the rounded corners in the end zone. Not a lot of room to throw in this venue. Hagelin's PAT is up and good, and so the Sabercats extending the lead with 12:34 remaining in the first half and a timeout on the field. You know they can throw, but they can also run into your living room.
Yourself for hard-hitting San Jose Sabercats action at its best. In bone-crunching high definition on a Mitsubishi 1080p HD TV. With twice the resolution of standard HD TV and Mitsubishi's 6-color light engine, you'll feel like you're on the turf and in the game. Get it all at Fry's Electronics, your official sponsor of Sabercats football and San Jose's premier dealer of Mitsubishi 1080p HD TVs.
Well, one of the highlights this year has been the play of A.J. Hagelin, the rookie kicker out of Central Oklahoma. Not only accurate at kicking field goals, but how about tackling on special teams? 15 tackles for a kicker that's 5'7", 175 pounds, and he's got a touchdown this year.
That's unbelievable. I mean, this guy, you know, he goes at it with a reckless abandon. Any kicker I've ever seen, not only, like you mentioned, does he make, you know, his extra points and field goals, he's all over the field as far as making tackles and scoring touchdowns.
My favorite player, because he's the first Sabercat I've ever been taller than.
And by a couple of inches.
There you go. Hagelin booming it off the net. Quattro bomb out of his own end zone and upended nicely by Rodney Wright. This is the beauty of the Sabercat team. You can be a quality receiver, but then the play on special teams by Wright you know, that's how you earn the respect of your teammates, too.
Exactly. I remember doing the game earlier in the season, and I really didn't pay attention to what was going on until I happened to see Ben Nelson. Ben Nelson's out there running down on kickoffs. You're talking about one of the best receivers in the league. It's same with Rodney Wright, one of the best return guys and receivers, but he's also showing he's a special teams player on the kickoff cover team.
Well, the pleasant problem for the Sabercats is that they have so many good players. It's who gets the playing time in the playoffs.
Exactly.
And so you're trying to show the coaches every time you're on the field, hey, pick me for these playoff assignments.
I deserve to be there, exactly.
So San Jose building the first double-digit lead of the afternoon. Jones looking downfield to Latendresse, and that's just too easy. A little down and out, across or right at midfield where they mark it at the 24-yard line.
Just a deep sail route right there. Kluvan's giving up a little space. You don't want to give up the easy touchdown or the easy big play. But the one thing that just amazes me is you see here, you catch the ball on a sail route and you run into the wall. Why not bounce off to the wall and try and make something happen for your team? Why not try and get in the end zone? Why do you want to be content with just a first down catch?
Yeah, unless you're shoved into the wall, you're not out of bounds. You can bounce off it and keep running. So 1st and 10. Jones looking to the right side of the formations. Got to Beatty Davis and knocked away by Omar Smith. And this is something Sabercat DBs have been taught year after year. Run to the hands and play the ball even if the receiver comes down with the initial catch.
Exactly. Just like we mentioned earlier, that's why they're the number 3 ranked defense in the league, because they do everything the right way. You see Omar Smith, Beatty has the catch, but Omar Smith knows he hasn't brought it into his body yet. I got a chance of knocking it out, giving an incomplete pass, and that's exactly what he did.
Omar Smith has 5 picks on the year, has a touchdown return, has a fumble return for a TD. 2nd and 10, inside 11 minutes remaining in the first half. Jones going back to Davis, and here's where that size disadvantage, as Davis able to get away from Omar Smith and get right near the first down marker. We talked about 6'3", 215 going against 5'9", $180.
Up until that point, Omar was doing a great job, and he did a great defensive job right here, taking away the slant and coming up and form tackle on the rapper. It's just, on the receiver to Beatty, but it's just the size and strength of him is a little bit too much for Omar, and luckily he had the other guys coming to help him out and bring Beatty Davis down.
Danton Bartow, his last game as the head coach for Vegas. 1st and 10. Ryan Jones pump faking into the end zone, a jump ball, and incomplete. Now there was a flag on the play as Omar Smith was beaten, and he tried to grab to Beatty Davis to prevent the touchdown.
Great play. I'll take the penalty over the touchdown any day of the week. Great play by Omar.
Pass interference defense, number 14. Penalties after this to the goal. Automatic first down.
You know, we couldn't see it from that angle of the replay, but all he ran was the sluggo, which is a slant and go. And Omar was kind of trying to help out Kluvan over the motion receiver. Tabiti got a little behind him. So you do what any good defensive back would do. You much rather give up the first down before you give up the touchdown.
1st and goal from the 8-yard line. Marquise Floyd takes his turn on Tabiti Davis. Jones under pressure, sliding in the pocket and firing incomplete. And a flag flies late as Latendresse sold that pretty well as he and Marquise Floyd came together. See, unfortunately that's an uncatchable pass, and that flag did not need to be thrown, but it was anyway.
Pass interference defense, number 19. Half the distance to the goal, automatic first down.
See, looking at this replay right here, we couldn't see it from the full angle, but I was trying to explain it. What happens here
that's a pretty good grab.
What happens is a lot of offenses, they want to run fades to the big guys and throw the ball. But when you take that away, you don't have any second or third options. So now guys are just running around, and what happened there is Marquise had to grab the receiver because they're just running around like scramble drill.
All right, so 1st and goal from the 4 now. Back-to-back pass interference penalties. Fumbled snap. That ball's loose, and the Sabercats' Phil Glover has it. So I don't know if Jones pulled out early. But that play never had a chance to get going in San Jose. Their 2nd turnover of the ball game.
Yeah, I thought somebody moved a little bit early here from the Sabercats side of the ball. And Oh, no, it looks like Jones just wasn't ready. He wasn't ready for the snap.
It's almost like Tupe Peko, the center, he jumped the gun. So the center forgot the snap count. Timeout on the field. Sabercats taking over on the turnover.
Eat right, exercise, and try adding Invega to your bag of tricks. It's the sparkling green tea that gently increases calorie burning. So it's one more positive step towards a healthy lifestyle.
What's going on?
Maytag repairman's here.
Did the fridge die? I had leftovers.
He's fixing the copier.
It was this awesome Kung Pao chicken. I wrote my name all over the box.
The fridge is good.
So it's really the Maytag repairman?
Blue suit, cute little hat. So you're trying to keep busy, huh?
You run low on toner.
Oh, silly us.
The Maytag Epic. Solid steel frame and heavy-duty shock absorbers. Now that's a Maytag.
Tell me about it.
Now George Williams featured in our Panasonic Plays of the Year. 314-pound defensive tackle, had 5 catches this year, and all 5 were for touchdowns. This was part of that jumbo or pachyderm lineup the Sabercats went to in the red zone, but Big George has some skills.
Oh, he's got tremendous skills. Very athletic for a big guy. And the one thing when you talk to Big George about it is he's always wanting the ball. He's always wanting the ball to go up and get it. And like you touched on earlier, 5 catches, 5 touchdowns. It's unbelievable that you can see a guy as big as he is, a natural defensive lineman, doing the things he does offensively.
Well, the Big Sexy, as his teammates call him, one of the real leaders on the Sabercats. After recovering the fumble on first down. Reed firing to Rodney Wright. He's got the first down. I'll tell you what, when your quarterback can tap the ball, you've got a lot of time to throw.
Oh, yeah, and that's one thing why this Sabercat offense is as good as it has been and will continue to be as good as it is because of the offensive line. You look at the first 3 games they lost, they had a little bit, some rookies in at the offensive line. They lost the 3 games on the road. They've situated their offensive line, and now the records have been broken week in and week out.
San Jose looking for win number 10 in a row and 11 of their last 12. Reed lofting, Ben Nelson. Kind of bounce off the wall. It's exactly what we talked about there. Nelson made contact with the wall, said no defenders near me. I'm going to get an extra 5 yards.
And that's just 1-2 there, Fitz. That's just, you not tackle. Why tackle yourself? If nobody's going to come over and make a tackle, you know, if they're going to fall asleep, why not bounce off and get some little extra yards and help you out? And that's just being smart. That's being coached. That's being coached to these San Jose Sabercat players. Bounce off the wall and keep going.
And then wrap it up with 2 hands to make sure you don't fumble the ball.
No freebies.
On first down from the Vegas 20, firing out to Ben Nelson, and pass was behind him and high, so a rare incompletion. And they'll bring up second down.
Yeah, I know Mark Reed would love to have that one back. You know, I'm sitting here looking over at this Vegas coaching staff, and I'm wondering if Danson Bartow, if he does everything, because he doesn't have an offensive coordinator, and he's calling a defensive signal. So I think he's that coach, like Coach Kevin Guy was in the arena too, where they're doing offense and defense, kind of like Tim Markham does in Tampa Bay.
Second and 10. That's the midway point of the second quarter. Sabercats' Troy Reddick moved early before the play. But this would be an important drive.
Start offense.
As they'll be moved back 5 yards, is that you get up 28-10 and you get the ball to start the second half. I mean, San Jose could really start to put their foot on the accelerator, and Terry Malley, he'll never be happy. You know, he's got the grumpy school teacher look, the offensive coordinator, probably the best this league has ever seen.
Ever.
Number 1 in points scored almost every year. Same thing this year. Second and 15. Set up the little screen to Rodney Wright. Gets a block. Wright still on his feet, hurdling a tackler. And Rodney Wright setting up a first and goal situation. And that was a little nifty play for San Jose. Haven't seen that type of screen much this season.
Well, you touched on it when you mentioned Terry Malley. What happens is this is their quick screen, but what he does is Coach Malley does it off another formation, because you've actually seen that play before. You just never seen it done out of that formation and done into that side of the field with Rodney Wright out of that formation.
He's confusing the play-by-play guys?
Exactly.
Is that what you're saying?
Exactly.
I got no chance.
If he can confuse us, he's going to confuse the Las Vegas defense, I can assure you.
The only thing we've seen happen poorly is a little sloppiness.
Offense, 93, 5-yard penalty.
Julius Gant on the false start. Now, one thing I will say in terms of playoff games, you won't have this many hankies flying all over the place either.
Oh no, they're going to let them play. You know, and when once you get to the playoffs, it's going to be a whole nother season. A lot more stakes are on line. And here, you know, like I said, it's just the nerves, and it's that 1:30. At 1:30, half of these guys are probably playing PlayStation during the day.
First and goal, just outside the 11 row is the motion man. And Green to Rowe off his fingertips, and incomplete. Now tell me, this came into play a little bit, the rounded corners in the end zone, very different than any other venue, and this is the smallest venue in the league, but it's affecting some of the routes a little bit.
Oh yeah, definitely. When you're used to practicing like the Sabercats do at their practice facility, where you have the regular squared off end zone, San Jose HP Pavilion has them, and then you come to Las Vegas and you have those, the angles and your routes and things of that nature, they get the adjustments are a little hard to come by.
Well, Grebe wanted that one. Second and goal now. Stepping out, firing for Nelson. He goes over the wall. Incomplete. I hope he's okay. Now the rule is, if you get 1 foot in bounds in the end zone, it's a touchdown. If you get flipped over the wall, it doesn't matter if you caught it or not. If your feet never touch in bounds, it's correctly called an incompletion.
And another rule that we'll inform you on is, if the ball goes into the stands, you can keep it. If the players go into the stand, you have to return them. So that, you know, Ben Nelson was lucky they returned him there.
You can't take Ben Nelson home. So third and goal now. And another flag.
Right of the snap, false start offense. 17, 5-yard penalty, down remains.
I got to tell you, the threshold for the penalty flags we have seen in this first half is not normal.
Not at all.
I mean, some of they're calling false starts on wide receivers. I don't think I saw a false start on wide receiver in 15 games this year. We've seen 3 here in the first half.
And I guarantee you've seen 2 receivers in motion at the same time, and it's never been called, but yet they're calling false starts.
They'll back it up, third and goal. Set up the screen to Rodney Wright. Picking up a block from Reddick. Spinning around and then still on his feet and not marked down. And now flags fly at the end of the play. Can we get a play without a flag going down? That's the first question.
I'm beginning to question that myself.
And where do they mark Rodney Wright here?
Personal foul, face mask, number 17 in the defense. Penalties after this is the goal. Automatic first down.
Oh, that's a huge call there. The face mask and the automatic first down.
Rufus Brown had a lot of seeing Rodney Wright in practice over the last 2 years. Had a good stick. He's got to wrap up.
Face mask was not on 17. There was no 17 on Vegas. It was on Joe Creer, 44, tackling number 17.
That kills you if you're Las Vegas. So you had him in San Jose on 4th down and give up a first down like this.
So first and goal, pitch toss Kinzinger looking for the corner, and well played by the Gladiator defense. They stretch out the sprint toss. Now second and goal. What this is also accomplishing though, Steve, we're at 3.5 minutes remaining in the half. Vegas's defense been on the field forever here. Sabercats are running their 8th play in a goal-to-go situation, leading by 11, and still in a good position to jack it up to 28-10.
And they get the ball in the second half, which is going to be probably going up because you mentioned the number of plays against a tired defensive unit in Las Vegas.
So second and goal, ball on the 4-yard line. They send Kinzinger in motion. Another flag on the play, and Grebe fumbled the ball. That ball is loose. This play is live. Grebe with a great open field tackle on Rufus Brown. And we've got more pushing and shoving and fighting after the play. And there's a scrum going on. And this is getting to be a little, what's going to happen is you're going to have to start throwing some of these players out of the game. The Vegas players have nothing to play for. Through the whistle, they're cheap-shotting people. We've had fights after several plays. And the only way to stop it is to start dumping some of these guys.
Yep, that's it. because it's getting out of hand, and the amount of flags that's being thrown isn't helping the cause at all.
And why this is so unfortunate is that, you know, the Sabercats are looking to win a title.
Exactly.
You don't want to have someone injured because...
Play.
Here's the call.
Illegal formation on the defense. Illegal formation on the offense. Those penalties offset. Repeat the down.
See, now the issue is, okay, you're going to replay the goal to go, but you're not having any discipline for free run cheap shots at the end of plays.
Exactly. I mean, you have to say something, this is both teams' final warnings or something,
right.
Or you have to do something to get order back in this ball game.
Well, Dave Katuya is a great referee. What he needs to do is talk to both coaches and say, look, I know Vegas is 2-13. I know they're getting their heads handed to them, but, you know, we're not out on the street.
Exactly.
This is not, you know, this is an organized sporting event here.
Exactly. And if you watched during the melee, the Sabercat bench was calm and cool, and I saw 2 or 3 Vegas guys trying to jump the wall to come and join.
And so now, 2nd and goal. And they give it to Kinzinger, pulling his way to the goal line and stopped just inside the 1. Now, many of the issues seem to be with Troy Reddick, number 66, where you have DBs and a lot of guys taking shots at him. But, you know, we're not that far removed from Miami and Florida International, which that starts with cheap shots, uncalled, no officials grabbing control of the game. And next thing you know, you have a brawl.
Exactly. And if you're Vegas, there's nothing to lose. If you get kicked out, you're not going to the playoffs. There's nothing you're going to lose.
A goal to go again, giving it to Kinzinger, and he'll walk in.
Another penalty.
So we have a touchdown on the play, but let's wait on the penalty flag.
Offside defense number 8. At penalties decline.
That'll be declined.
Touchdown.
That is the longest goal to go situation I have ever seen. I think we got into double-digit plays with all the penalties, with all the goofiness. And the end result is 27-10 with the PAT on the way.
So rare for San Jose to have that many plays inside the red zone. It just kind of explains the whole in Las Vegas at 1:30, the penalties, the timing and everything is off.
Good snap and set. And Hagelund's kick is up and good. And so Sabercats doing exactly what they need to do. Get the win, get out of Dodge, and have home field all the way through.
Yeah, that was definitely a fun. I mean, Nick is so enthusiastic and excitable anyway. To do something like that on that kind of stage, it's sort of times 10, and really fun for him, fun for the team, and they did wind up having a great series, and you know, showing that they can maybe win a little differently than everyone thinks of. You know, Oakland A's baseball.
American League action is heating up on FSN Bay Area. Nick and the A's are beginning to make their move for an AL West title.
There's the windup and the pitch.
They'll head to Cleveland to battle bomber Travis Hafner and the Indians. A's, Indians, next on FSN Bay Area.
Sabercats taking the 28-10 lead, and Darren Arbett did something nice here. After the touchdown, got the whole team together and said, now look, this team that we're playing has nothing to lose. They've had a bunch of cheap shots. We're a potential championship team. Don't put up with this. Keep your helmet on, first of all. Don't get involved in any fisticuffs. I don't want anybody suspended or kicked out of a playoff game. Let's get this win, get this clock running, and let's leave.
Exactly. I know I've had a ton of those conversations in huddle with Coach Arbett throughout the years of me playing with San Jose. And I know all he said, calm down. He's probably told the guys, on our worst day and their best day, they couldn't beat us. Like you touched on, let's get this win, get out of here, and get back to San Jose and enjoy our week off.
A.J. Hagelund to kick it deep. Through the soft net. Quattlebaum with a chance. And out to the 1-yard line, and Clenard Santillo with good special teams coverage. Hitting Vegas at the 1. Right after the ball game, it'll be the A's and Indians. And that is from Jacobs Field in Cleveland. And for the A's, they're happy to get away from the New York Mets. The Mets beat them up during interleague. The A's in the middle of that hot June run to get back into the playoff contention. Said there have been Sabercat fans that have made it. A lot of Sabercat jerseys kind of around the arena. You got to keep these fans away from Steve Pappen. They said, hey, wait a minute, that's Steve Pappen. Best Sabercat players ever. So from his own 1-yard line, Jones under pressure, lost the ball. And Steve Watson's recovered for a touchdown. The third turnover forced by the Sabercat defense, and another score.
Yeah, this is it's going to get out of hand, and that's what you want to be a Sabercat fan, because now, as the game progresses, you'll be able to put some guys in that, getting more looks at and get guys to rest and things of that nature. And what you want to do now is especially watch the cheap shots. San Jose, they're coming. They're bringing a big George in the middle right there. Harper's coming, and it's just one of those ball games where we talked about. Watson's got one arm, but he gets a touchdown. The one-arm touchdown, man, I guess.
And we also hit the 1-minute warning. The 1-minute warning in each half in arena football. Clock will stop on incompletions, out-of-bounds plays, as opposed to the running clock the whole rest of the time. So A.J. Haglin to attempt the PAT. High snap, set down. And the Sabercats are opening it up, 35-10. I don't know if it's a lay-down hand here in Vegas yet, but a 25-point lead is looking pretty good.
For the big game or whatever you watch, Premier Mounts gives you unlimited possibilities for great home entertainment. At Premier Mounts, you'll find dozens of easy-to-install mounting solutions for every room and virtually every TV or projector, all guaranteed for life, with state-of-the-art features and viewing versatility to give you the best seat in the house. Discover just how good home entertainment can be. Visit mounts.com to find the perfect mount for your TV and your home. Premier Mounts. Entertain unlimited possibilities. If you need it. If you want it. Fry's has it. Be surprised at Fry's. This ProMedia 19-inch LCD now $129.99 after rebate. Accommodate a hybrid drive 500 gigabyte external hard drive now $119.99. And this Polk 6.1 home theater surround sound now $699. Remember, your best buys are always at Fry's. Guaranteed.
I tell you, bring the kids inside on a Monday afternoon in Las Vegas because it's 108 degrees outside. But it's a dry heat, Steve.
Yeah.
And Craig Wellahan next to Darren Arbette, the backup quarterback, and he may get extensive playing time in the second half. A.J. Haglin booming it high off the net. Quattlebaum out of his own end zone. Pretty nifty move initially. Flag on the play as Santillo runs him into the wall at the 14-yard line.
I wonder, what's the record for throwing flags in an arena football game? We've had an awful lot so far here in the first half.
Dave Couturier has been busy.
During the return, illegal block in the back on the receiving team. After this to the goal. First down.
So Vegas kind of losing their composure a little bit.
We were talking about the fans that have traveled here or fans that live in Vegas that come out and see the game. And I'm looking over here to my right, and I haven't seen a jersey like this in about 10 years. Old number 4, Pat McGurk.
Wow.
Yeah, they brought out a McGurk jersey out here.
Pat McGurk was a great defensive specialist for the Sabercats in their formative years. Jones out of his own end zone, looking for Tabidi Davis and just overthrown. And the adjustment there is Marquise Floyd covering Tabidi Davis.
Great pressure by Phil Glover on Jones to make that ball go over to Tabidi Davis's head. That's one thing that Sabercats, we've talked all night about the offensive line protecting Grieve, but we haven't given as much credit to the defensive line. This defensive line, they put a lot of pressure on quarterbacks. I mean, when you have Cleveland, Marquise, and Omar, 2 or 3 of the best defensive leagues throughout the whole entire league, and you got a front 4 that's bringing pressure, it's going to make it tough on any ball club that faces the Sabercats.
2nd and 10. The tender's got a good separation, but Jones could not throw the ball accurately. That was a great example of that zoom or forward motion. If you beat the guy off the line, you are wide open, but it's up to the quarterback to kind of loft that ball up and let you run under it.
And nobody plays defense on the motion like Cleveland Thomas. He's going to get beat for a few in there, but like we just saw, he gets beat cleanly here, and it's still not a touchdown because it's going to throw off the timing of the quarterback and the receiver anyway. And I think he looks at it as it's a challenge. If I stop my guy at the line of scrimmage, I don't have to run too far to cover him.
45 ticks left in the first half, but all Sabercats. Jones out of his own end zone, running for his life again. Flags on the play, and that could also be intentional grounding, which would be a safety. So let's wait on this. Brian Jones kind of running for his life. Intentional grounding in arena football, you can throw it away, but it has to go past the line of scrimmage, in this case, which was the 5.
Holding. Offense. Illegal defense. On the defense, those penalties offset. Repeat the down.
So we'll repeat the down. Multiple flags being thrown. The odds are, it's probably on both teams.
Exactly. And see, one thing that, if you're sitting at home watching a ball game, you might not understand is if you see holding in the end zone in arena football, it's not a safety. It just comes to the 1 yard line or the half-yard line, so it's not a safety.
So 3rd and 10 with the ball on the 5-yard line. Jones lofting it out, incomplete, and we have another flag. Wow. I mean, halftime can't come soon enough, not only for the players. I mean, this officiating crew's got to make a bit of an adjustment.
10-yard penalty, automatic. First down.
It makes you wonder here, too, Fitz, if the officiating crew is thrown off a little bit by the 1:30. Unless you're coaching Big Ten or Pac-10 football on Saturdays at 1 o'clock or 11 o'clock, you're not used to coaching these games, reffing these games this early. And they are flag happy this afternoon.
Well, they've established a threshold for contact that, you're just going to got to allow a little bit more bump and grind.
The offensive team is requesting time be placed back on the clock. The defensive pass interference foul. Please add 5 seconds to the game clock.
That, I don't understand why if you're Las Vegas, because you want to score, of course.
And you want to leave no time remaining.
Exactly. I'd ask them to take 5 seconds off the clock. You don't want to give this San Jose offense any more time than they're going to need if they get the ball back after either a Vegas turnover or a Vegas score.
Yeah, Kevin Guy's pleased his defense has forced 3 turnovers and allowed only 10 points.
Flags down.
Multiple false starts. Look at Dave Couture's getting tired himself.
5 yards.
He's got more camera time than any of the players so far.
Yes, indeed. I know his arms are extremely tired this first half.
They got a little ice therapy for the shoulders for the number of flags being thrown.
Man.
At halftime, ice them up.
I wonder if the little sand packets are going to start getting empty.
1st and 15.
Don't wiggle it.
Jones firing incomplete. And we don't have a flag on the play, which is a good sign.
It's just a very methodical football game today. And if you're San Jose, you're up 35-10, so you don't mind. You don't mind the methodical. You don't mind it being sluggish. You want to get out of here with a win and to keep every one of these 19 or 21 players that you brought healthy. That's all you're worried about. You don't care how it is. If you're Las Vegas, it's your last game. If you're the coach, your last game of these players, you don't want to go out like this because you're kind of auditioning for next season.
Right. Play clock winding down. Snap just before it. Over the middle and incomplete. And so now Vegas with 3rd down.
And this is what I talked about. You got 27 seconds and 3rd down. You don't get it here. You're giving San Jose the ball back with those extra 5 seconds to go down and try and get some more points.
No, it's a great point. You really wish you didn't add time back on the clock.
See, I've always said, if you're going to score before halftime, score or let the clock run out, and there's no time for the other team to get the ball in any kind of fashion.
So 3rd and 15. Vegas at their own 10, trailing 35-10. A screen pass out to Tabiti Davis. He's tough to bring down in the open field. Will not get the first down, but will get out to the 20. Now we'll have a timeout on the field, but is San Jose calling it or is Vegas calling it?
Be interesting to see if he goes for the first down here or brings out the field goal kicker.
The Sabercats will have the bye week, and they will be home on July 7th, 7/7/07 at 11:50 a.m. right around high noon at HP Pavilion. That's the first playoff game. 408-998-TIXS or log on to Ticketmaster.com. Now I know because you're a big sports fan. 7/7/07. Tony Parker and Eva Longoria's wedding.
I just read something on that. He spent $30,000 on the wedding cake.
On the cake?
On the cake alone.
It's going to be in Paris, apparently.
Yeah.
I haven't got my invite yet.
Well, you'll be doing the game.
Well, it might be in the mail.
Okay.
I mean, it's,
okay.
You know, might be in the mail. I haven't gotten back to Eva and Tony lately. So 4th and 5. Jones buying time. Has the first down to Beatty Davis. Stays in bounds. Ball ripped out. And Steve Watson's headed the other way. So Watson with the 4th turnover created by the Sabercat defense. And 4 seconds left in the half. And the Sabercat, even if you allow a reception, the San Jose defense never gives up on the play.
I will repeat it. I said it once today. I'll say it again. Coaching. Get out of bounds. Right there. You got the first down. You're trying to score before halftime. Not a lot of time. Get out of bounds, and that never happens. Coaching. You don't coach these guys, and you don't go over situations throughout the course of the week for a ball game. Exactly what happened right there happened time and time again.
Have yourself a day, Steve Watson. Recovered a touchdown on a fumble. Recovered a second fumble there. One bouncing out in the air. So A.J. Haglund to end the half. Long enough, high enough, and good. And so the Sabercats force the turnover, crank it up to 38-10, and that's the way to finish a half.
Yeah, that's exactly where you want to finish a half. In a meaningful game for San Jose, you want to finish it exactly like that because you're going to give these guys 20 minutes or 12 minutes to soak and put their heads down and not want to come back out here for the second half.
So a 4-touchdown lead in a game San Jose has to have to get home field advantage all the way through the playoffs. And this looks like the 9 previous wins the Sabercats have put together. They look like the best team in arena football. And Darren Arbette has to be very pleased with how his defense has forced 4 turnovers and how they have finished the half. Playing every snap, relentlessly on defense, executing flawlessly on offense. And San Jose up 38-10. And we catch up with the head coach, Darren Arbette. And Darren, what a way to finish the half. 4 turnovers on defense. Apparently your team wants to have home field all the way through.
Yeah, they're playing hard right now. You know, we got off to a slow start, but we got it going now.
Got to ask you a serious question. Vegas looks like they're coming up with a lot of cheap shots. We saw you gather your team to not get involved in some kind of street fight and keep this a football game.
Exactly. I told them to keep their composure, but we got to continue to play hard, and let's finish this thing off.
All right, halfway through this, 10 in a row. Good luck in the second half.
Okay, thanks, guys.
All right, that's Darren Arbette, the Sabercat head coach, and it's exactly what he told his team. They got a scoreboard at the end. That's how we determine who wins this fight. And halfway through it, it's all TKO and all San Jose.
That's why you need the new Food Saver Advanced Design Home Vacuum Packaging System that seals freshness in, all at the touch of a button. It eliminates freezer burn once and for all and keeps your favorite foods like meats, fruits, vegetables, and cheese fresh up to 5 times longer. So stop wasting time, money, and effort and get the essential kitchen appliance found in over 7 million homes. The Food Saver Advanced Design System is available wherever small kitchen appliances are sold.
Wow. Not a lot of pictures prettier than that. An afternoon at the Hoover Dam. It's outside of Vegas. And not a lot of plays prettier than the Sabercats year-end highlight reel. You want to talk about some of the receptions of the year, Steve. Whether it's Rowe or Ben Nelson or Rodney Wright, our Lynx's connections of the year, with Mark Green throwing over 100 touchdown passes. There were many.
Yeah, and I'm amazed that you can come up with just a few to show with 100 touchdown passes and a numerous of receivers catching them. I'm amazed that you can come up with just a few to show throughout the course of this year.
Well, a lot of the Sabercat fans here in Vegas are having a good time. 38-10 the lead at halftime. We'll continue with a look back at what has been a great regular season thus far.
Playoff football, playoff fireworks, and playoff fun. Come watch your Sabercats destroy the competition in their quest to win another Arena Bowl. Catch all the action Saturday, July 7th at noon at HP Pavilion. While supplies last, get your ticket to the game for just $5. For tickets to the July 7th game, log on to Ticketmaster.com or call 408-998-TIXS. Playoff football, playoff fireworks, and playoff fun. Be there.
Between my two phone bills, it's probably about $60 a month.
About $150.
Probably $100 a month.
With Vonage, it's just $24.99 a month for unlimited local and long distance. Call now and get 1 month free, including free calls to the U.S., Canada, Puerto Rico, and Europe. And all the cool features you could ever want are included. Over 20 in all. That's a savings of up to 50% on your phone bill.
Barry's pursuit for history here on FSN Bay Area. Barry chases history as the Giants continue the homestand, ready to take on their division rival. They'll collide with the explosive Adrian Gonzalez and the surging San Diego Padres. Giants, Padres, tonight at 7 on FSN Bay Area.
There's a high run deep into right center field, and Bonds has hit number 70 into the upper deck.
Nick and the A's are beginning to make their move for an AL West title. They'll head to Cleveland to battle bomber Travis Hafner and the Indians. A's, Indians, next on FSN Bay Area.
Sabercats up 38-10, the Orleans Hotel, and we are in the Orleans Arena. Adjacent to it, 108 degrees outside, but air conditioned and very nice inside, and particularly for Sabercat fans. Our Panasonic look ahead, Steve. Now, San Jose and Chicago will have buys. They've earned that in the regular season. These are the playoff matchups with Kansas City and Utah, LA and Colorado. Sabercats play the lowest remaining seed. So, for example, if Utah, the 6th seed, or Colorado, the 5 seed, would win, that would be San Jose's opponent. Is there a team that jumps out at you that's dangerous in the playoffs that would give San Jose problems?
Not in that group, not there. I don't think, you beat every team in there except Kansas City, so you haven't seen them sort of be different. But between Utah, Los Angeles, and Colorado, San Jose knows those 3 teams. They know how to beat them. They beat them this season already. And I think the only team in this playoff run for San Jose that can beat San Jose is San Jose itself.
And the first playoff game after the bye, Saturday, July 7th at 11:50 a.m. Be there at the HP Pavilion, 408-998-TIXS or Ticketmaster.com. Red Rock Canyon, welcome to Nevada. We're at halftime with the Sabercats up big.
Save time and money with InnoJet's twin-pack inkjet cartridges and InnoJet multi-brand inkjet refill kits. With InnoJet twin-pack inkjet cartridges, they're so easy and convenient that you never have to worry about running out of ink. With InnoJet refill kits, you refill only the empty color, so there's never any waste. Both save you time, both save you money. InnoJet twin-pack inkjet cartridges and InnoJet refill kits available at Fry's Electronics.
She pulls her man around by her apron string.
If you need it. If you want it. Fry's has it. Be surprised at Fry's. This ProMedia 19-inch LCD now $129.99 after rebate. Accommodate a hybrid drive 500 gigabyte external hard drive now $119.99. And this Polk 6.1 home theater surround sound now $699. Remember, your best buys are always at Fry's. Guaranteed.
Swan Easy DIY Security. Is your home safe? Swan's range of affordable home and business security solutions. Easy to install and use. Connect to your existing TV. Customize to view or record. Safeguard your loved ones, protect your property, and deter thieves. Choose from wireless surveillance, DIY home and office cameras, high-resolution CCD cameras, monitoring kits, and digital video recorders. All available from your local Fry's Electronics store. Swan proudly supports the Sabercats. Go Sabercats. Swan Easy DIY Security.
38-10 with the Sabercats up by 4 touchdowns at halftime. And for the San Jose Sabercats, a game they had to have home field, but where else in Vegas when it's 108 degrees can you come inside and watch some football in an afternoon? But early on, ugly for Vegas. Cleveland Thomas opening possession, the pick for 6, and San Jose was on their way.
Yeah, when you get up 7-0 and one of the best offenses in the league isn't on the field, you're doing a pretty good job.
James Rowe getting into the end zone, breaking this open, and then the defense forcing 4 turnovers. And Steve Watson recovering the Jones fumble for a Sabercat touchdown. And then Watson recovering another fumble after Marquise Floyd knocked it free.
Well, as a team, you want to say 3 stops in a game, get you a win. You're halfway through it, and you have 4 stops already, so that win is looking pretty good if you're a Sabercat fan.
Lynx's halftime numbers, and other than the 14 penalties in the first half, there wasn't a lot wrong with the Sabercat numbers at all, and they love the big number, the 38-10 on the scoreboard being the most important.
That's the only one that matters if you're a Sabercat coach or a player right now is the 38-10.
Halfway through this one, Sabercats looking for win number 13, win number 10 in a row. A little whitewater rafting? No.
Between my 2 phone bills, it's probably about $60 a month.
About $150.
Probably $100 a month.
With Vonage, it's just $24.99 a month for unlimited local and long distance. Call now and get 1 month free, including free calls to the U.S., Canada, Puerto Rico, and Europe. And all the cool features you could ever want are included. Over 20 in all. That's a savings of up to 50% on your phone bill.
Eat right, exercise, and try adding Invega to your bag of tricks. It's the sparkling green tea that gently increases calorie burning. So it's one more positive step towards a healthy lifestyle.
Las Vegas, hotels going down, new ones sprouting up. Okay, so we've had the rafting outside, the Hoover Dam, Red Rock Canyon, and then the Strip in downtown Vegas. I may want to stay after the game. Apparently there's a lot to do in this city.
Doesn't get any better than Las Vegas, I tell you.
Bob Fitzgerald, Steve Pappin with you, getting ready to start the second half. And what did Dan Tabarto say to his team at halftime?
Well, I mean, it's your last game as a coach. I think you want to just tell the guys, let's settle down, let's play, let's go out of here, let's play for some pride. Had he not been fired or, not been let go at the end of the season, I think he's in there with a totally different attitude. I think now what you don't want to do is for the last 30 minutes of this ball game, lose your ball club. So I think you're going to just tell them, hey, let's settle down, let's play within our means, and let's make this presentable.
Flip side, Darren Arbett and Terry Malley are having a little fun. You don't see Darren very animated. He has the ultimate poker face, perfect city for it. What are the Sabercat coaches talking about?
Stay healthy. Don't do anything that's going to jeopardize our next season. Don't do anything that's going to get you thrown out of the ball game. Don't buy into the cheap shots if you get them. Go out, play our football game. You look at it this way. He's probably told them, if we score, they score, we score, and it just keeps going back. We win the ball game, let's go home.
Would Terry start to run the ball more and just milk some clock? When you have the big lead, minimize the number of plays.
Well, I think what he's going to do is you'll probably get to see the backup quarterback come in, Willihan, and get a chance to play. And I think he'll still throw.
Rodney Wright taking the kickoff to the house to begin the second half. They've done it on offense, they've done it on defense, and now they've done it on special teams. The Sabercats are absolutely rolling.
Well, I tell you something. You're playing a team that's 2-13, and you want to prove that you're a better team. You don't want to just say, oh, well, they're 2-13, we're supposed to beat them. What they're doing in all three phases of the game, offense, defense, and now special teams here with Rodney Wright returning this ball to the net, they're beating a football team to the punch in every three phases. And right here, Rodney Wright, that's just determination. Doesn't get touched, doesn't break stride. He wanted to score a touchdown, and he did.
That would be like a young Steve Pappen right there.
Many years ago, I appreciate it. Many years ago.
A.J. Haglin's been perfect on the PATs. And that's one way to make sure your quarterback doesn't get hurt. Just keep scoring on defense and special teams. QB never comes on the field.
And I was going to mention, at that point, do you onside kick it? In a regular game, you know, with stuff on the line, you onside kick in that situation, and he chose not to, thinking we can play defense, we don't want to give him an early score, and look what happened. When it rains, it pours.
I think the only guy unhappy would be Craig Wellahan, the backup quarterback, saying, hey, wait a minute, what about my playing time?
Yeah, you're taking away my throws. You know, you get a chance to see Clenard, Rodney Wright play. Even though Ben Nelson's coming back up an injury, you still want to let him play a little bit more to get the kinks out, to get his wind back. So, I think you'll see Craig Wellahan here early on.
Well, the Sabercats are looking, in terms of points scored, they and Georgia in a position to set the all-time record. Now, for the Sabercats, I don't know, you know, when you're already leading 45-10, they're not going to try to run it up necessarily, but it may just happen by itself.
Well, if you get a chance to come in a ball game and you're Craig Wellahan, you're going to try and throw touchdown passes. You're not going to, because you practice and you go to film study just like Mark Grieve. So when you get in a ball game, you're not going to go out there and do trick plays, but you're going to let him run the offense because of an injury. Mark Grieve gets sick in the playoffs. You want your backup to be able to come in and run your offense.
Well, and I think you just hit on it. You know, you're in the postseason. You're one play away from Wellahan holding your fate in his hands. Now, Craig is a 6-year veteran. He's 36 years old. He has a lot of experience. He's a very good quarterback. But you want to knock off a little ring rust and be ready for the postseason if called upon.
Exactly, and I think that's exactly what Coach Malley will do if and when Will gets a chance to come in.
So after the touchback, Nick Rolovich, the former Sabercat, the backup quarterback for Vegas, is in. Rolovich out of Hawaii. He's thrown for 19 touchdowns. Now, you want to talk about arm strength? It's not always accurate, but Nick Rolovich has as strong an arm I think I've ever seen in the Arena League.
And you can see with him bringing in, this is what I think Coach Bartlett should have did with Jones. Get some rhythm, throw some underneath passes, let the rhythm come. Get into a pass and catch scenario where it's just like throwing a ball in the backyard, and that's what he did here with Rolovich.
I think also too, maybe he has friends on the Sabercats. Maybe they want to hit him as hard. Firing out to Latendrous, a missed tackle down the sideline. And Travis Latendrous all the way to the Sabercat 20-yard line. Yeah, and those out routes or things where you think you have time with Rolovich's arm strength, you don't.
Yeah, it's getting there. He's going to throw the ball, and it's going to get there when the receiver makes his break. You're not going to have time to play the old sandlot where I'm going to make him think that he's wide open and go try and intercept the ball, because as we saw in that last completion, he's going to get the ball into his receivers on time.
Yeah, sometimes Nick Rolovich, he throws the ball so hard the ball catches you. You know,
exactly.
You're catching the ball in self-defense if you're a receiver.
It's coming. Get your hands up.
On first down. Swing! Setting up a little screen, and Marlon Jackson, what a catch! That little swing pass is just what we're talking about. There's no soft touch out to the fullback there. That is terrific hands and a nice play to set up a goal-to-go situation.
Yeah, that's a good job. And like I said, I mean, you're down 45-10 now. You're down 38-10. But what the quarterbacks, I mean, what the coaching staff from Vegas has done at halftime is they say let's pitch and catch. A nice completion to the receiver in the field. Now you swing it out to the foot. High percentage passes.
And you mentioned that tackle by Clenard Santil, so he's playing a linebacker spot right now. They're resting Steve Watson with that broken hand. Firing out to Tabidi Davis, and Davis will get in for the touchdown. So the backup Nick Rolovich for a clean drive. Moves it 45 yards, and Vegas into the end zone.
Yeah, a good offensive drive there by Las Vegas. And, you know, if you're San Jose, you can't be disappointed. I mean, you gave up points, but you didn't give up anything stupid. You got no, you know, you didn't get a penalty. No one got hurt on that drive right there. And Vegas gets paid just like San Jose players. So you're going to come out and they're going to have some success. But like I said earlier, let them score, you score, we score, and you get out of here with a win.
Azar's kick is up and good, 45-17. With 11:16 remaining in the third, Sabercat offense gets it back, likely Craig Wellahan when we return.
Barry's pursuit for history here on FSN Bay Area. Barry chases history as the Giants continue the homestand, ready to take on their division rival. They'll collide with the explosive Adrian Gonzalez and the surging San Diego Padres. Giants, Padres, tonight at 7 on FSN Bay Area.
All is brought to you by Netgear, by Linksys, by Belkin, by Sharp, Be Sharp, by Symantec, by Panasonic, by Case Logic, and by Fry's Electronics. Your best buys are always at Fry's. 45-17 with 11:15 remaining in the third. Bob Fitzgerald, Steve Pappen with you in Las Vegas. Rodney Wright took the previous kick the distance, and Wright's got room to roam again. Beating the kicker down the sideline. Rodney Wright's done it again. Touchdown, Sabercats. Back-to-back kick returns for scores. And Craig Wellahan's never getting it on the field.
Never. I know he's over there like, oh, man, I don't want to hold for another PAT. I want to throw some balls. Great job, great special teams by San Jose.
The blocking downfield by Phil Glover at the end of this play is fun to watch.
If you watch these white shirts here, they're all hat on a hat, and you watch them. As Rodney Wright breaks free, Phil Glover's still running, and I don't know if you'll be able to see it coming to screen. I want to say that was Watson comes in and gets a block late, and that's just determination and want. That's why they're in the position they are right now.
Jeff Jarnigan, special teams coach, has to be pleased with that. Good snap and set. Haglin has been perfect. So Rodney Wright bidding for some playoff action. Treston George is a phenomenal kick returner, also on the roster, inactive today. But Rodney Wright saying, I might be able to return kicks for us if I get the call.
Yeah, if you go back to 1995 when this franchise originated in San Jose, Titus Dixon started it all. And year in and year out, the San Jose Sabercats, except for, was it last year or the year before, was a little down year. But from the time Titus Dixon started this team in 1995, the San Jose Sabercats have had great return guys throughout the years. And Rodney Wright and Treston George have just stepped in and done what they were brought in to do. And that's a great asset to this Sabercat organization.
Well, Treston George, San Jose State product, has also been just a tremendous kick returner on the season. And that's a tough decision for the coaches. Treston has the gorilla dance, which nobody has when he scores a touchdown. But
I love it. You know, if you look at, you have George, Rodney Wright, you had Rasheed Davis a couple of years ago. This team prides himself on having great return guys, but what you don't understand or give credit to, the 7 guys blocking in front of them. I tell you, when I played back here, we had success doing it. I had guys like Sam Hernandez, Tulafali, Ken Talanoa. They took pride in blocking on kickoff return.
Haglin kicking it deep to Quattlebaum out of the soft net. And here he comes. Terrence Quattlebaum get knocked down there by Clenard Santil. And there's that man again, Steve Watson. Now, Steve Watson just takes pride on special teams.
Oh, yeah.
He's running around with a cast, 1 healthy arm, has 2 fumble recoveries, has a touchdown, and still wants to hit you again on special teams.
He plays arena football every play might be his last play. You know, you see him on offense when he gets in every once in a while. You see him on defense and on special teams. He goes at it with a reckless abandon.
Yeah, you only shoot up 20 active players, so there's not a lot of substitutions, even with the score of 52-17. Rolovich a pump and go, and Cleveland Thomas nearly had a pick. Now, you want me to give you the ultimate broadcasting jinx right now?
Okay.
No penalties so far in the second half.
There it is. There it is. We're expecting it right here. Legal procedure holding, second down. Here we go. And but you know, you're talking about, you know, Bartok. I guarantee he went in there and told his guys, settle down. We don't want to go out looking sloppy. And you know San Jose is going to do that. And I think that's why we haven't seen him so far.
Rolovich fired at before Latendresse made his break. And that's, again, the arm strength, but also there's got to be a touch. And Mark Grebe, he didn't have the best fastball necessarily, but he can put the ball wherever he needs to. And you have to make it catchable. You have to give your receiver an opportunity.
You know, that was a timing route. You know, Rolovich just fired it in there, and that could be because as he sat over there the first half and watched his starting quarterback run for his life, he might have got in there right now and thought about the happy feet. He had time to throw the ball, but that quarterback clock, you want to get rid of it as soon as possible.
So 3rd and 10. And Jones played the first half. Rolovich has had the second half for Vegas. Plenty of time to throw, and there's the pass to Latendresse. And just be shoved into the wall by Cleveland Thomas. And I think you hit on it at the beginning of this half. The Sabercats are in a we score, you score type of mode. And let's be honest here, 2 special teams touchdowns. Sabercat offense has not played in the second half. This defense been on the field a little bit.
Oh, yeah, a little tired, and that's what we touched on in the first half, where San Jose's offense had the Vegas defense on the field for a while. Now the roles have reversed, and they're getting a little bit tired.
1st and 10 from the San Jose 15. Rolovich firing incomplete. The good thing for the Sabercat defense is that every incompletion is another 30 seconds off the clock. The running clock here, you know, you're playing a little hockey penalty kill. You've got the big lead. Just spin that clock, get win number 13, win number 10 in a row, and then you got the bye week and you get ready for the postseason.
Exactly. And a lot of these guys with the bye week in hand, Coach Arbetta's giving them an extra couple of days off. So a lot of these guys are going to stay in Vegas. And what better way to stay knowing you got home field advantage and you won a ball game today?
2nd and 10. Tabidi Davis will be the motion man to the left of Rolovich. Fumbled snap, ball loose, Clenard Santil, and no one's going to catch him. The Sabercats, multiple defensive touchdowns, 3 today. 2 special teams touchdowns. The offense has been an afterthought, and maybe that scoring record is going to fall today.
Yeah, I mean, you're 5 points away. You're going to make it 4 points away with the PAT try. And here's the funny thing. You come out to a Sabercat game and see Terry Malley's high-scoring offense and all these, you know, you have James Rowe and Ben Nelson scoring and catching, receiving touchdowns. It's the special teams and the defensive unit today that have gotten into Las Vegas. And on 2 of the fumbles, I think it was a quarterback center. It wasn't anything San Jose did. It was a Las Vegas mistake, and we touched on it with San Jose. No freebies, and they've been the recipients today of a lot of freebies.
A.J. Hagelin knocking it through. Sabercats have been relentless. They've been perfect, and they are up big.
A new high-def TV to watch the Sabercats this season? Well, you're going to need cables. And Cables Unlimited provides the gold standard in HDMI cables. Check out our customer reviews on Amazon.com and prepare to be amazed. Our HDMI cables feature a pure, clean digital signal. Tackle that monster of overpriced, overhyped cables and score with a winner. You could always pay more, but why? Team up with Cables Unlimited today on the web at cablesunlimited.com.
Wherever Power Shot goes, great pictures follow.
Make every shot a power shot.
Well, we're having a little fun with Craig Wellahan, the backup quarterback, saying, okay, with a big lead, he's going to get to play. Except the last 2 kickoffs have been returned for touchdowns, and the Sabercats are a TD away of breaking the all-time single-season point scored record. And you notice San Jose 03, 05, every other year they seem to break it anyway.
That's what Coach Mallory's offense has been doing throughout the years.
That'll be a touchback as Hagelin kicked it below the bar and into the stands.
On that last play before the special team, the return for the touchdown on the fumble, everybody in white was screaming and yelling and having a good time, and in white and green, I should say. And there was probably one guy in here that was hoping the turf monster would rise up here on an afternoon ball game. Craig Wellahan. I know he's sitting there saying, please, turf monster, let him fall so I can get some playing time here. Because the way Vegas is moving the ball, you're going to take another 3 or 4 minutes off the clock here. And, you know, for him not to get any time in the whole third quarter when it should have been all of his, I know he's a little disappointed over there.
Well, the Sabercats defense has scored 3 times. And you got to be careful that they don't do it again. As George Williams knocked that down. And Rolovich, the former teammate with Williams, says, hey, you couldn't jump that way a couple years ago.
You know, one thing you're looking at this game here, Bob, is if you're San Jose, this is going to be your last game. This is going to be your last game that you're going to, you know, until the playoffs. So the team that you face next is going to see this game. And when they see 62-17 or whatever it ends up, you're going to put a little fear in that opponent.
So 2nd and 10. Rolovich firing out to Tabidi Davis, and he'll just be shoved into the wall. But again, every play for the Sabercats, 30 more seconds off the clock. 30 more seconds off the clock.
Yeah, that's something, you know, like we've touched on. This defense has been out here all third quarter. Besides the 2 special teams returns by Rodney Wright, we haven't seen the offense yet. So at some point, you're playing well, you're playing sturdy, but you are getting a little winded in there because you don't have backups this year, you know, and with the new substitution rules.
Yeah, Sabercat defense, put it this way, the Sabercat defense has beaten Vegas by themselves, 21-17.
Exactly.
Rolovich looking deep for Latendress, got a hand on it, but couldn't haul it
in. That's the 2 and 13. You got a guy open, like we touched on. He's beaten Cleveland a few times, and each time he's beaten Cleveland cleanly off the line, we haven't seen a completion, and with 2 different quarterbacks.
Yeah, I'm having fun with the numbers because you have this type of blowout. Sabercat defense versus Vegas would be 21-17 Sabercat defense. Sabercat special teams have 2 kick returns and the 2 field goals. They would be winning the game 20-17.
Exactly.
They didn't even need to pack the offense so far.
Leave them in the bench, on the bench. And speaking of bench, I'm looking over to the bench and I see the first person with the Las Vegas shopping bag over his head.
Oh no!
Reminiscent of the old New Orleans Saints.
Well, on 4th down, Vegas is going to use a timeout here. And so with 4:12 remaining in the third, everything has been decided except maybe the final score.
More than just a washing machine, the LG Steam Washer refreshes clothing and reduces wrinkles with the rapid power of steam. Surprising as, fresh as, innovative as LG. LG, life's good.
Well, we have spoken about that Sabercat defense. Kevin Guy is the 3rd best unit, and this is how fast these guys run. No, actually, there's so many defensive scores that we had to speed it up to show you how the Sabercats, 21 INTs coming in to the game. They've added a couple more.
That's going to win you football games, is when you get not only the interceptions, but as you see here, they return them for touchdowns. So you're going from a possession to a touchdown on top of you probably just scored with the offense before. So that's a 14-point swing in a matter of, well, here a couple of seconds, but in a real game, it takes a little bit longer.
So 4th down after the timeout. Rolovich looking for Quattlebaum. He's got it. And on 4th down, Vegas gets a touchdown. So the timeout pays off. Quattlebaum tossing the ball into the stands and having a little fun.
Well, see what happens there, too, is you get a guy, Quattlebaum, who's been playing the backside. You put him in motion where he's fresh on some Sabercat on Cleveland Thomas, who's a little bit winded, and you just let him run down the field.
So Vegas making the score a bit more respectable. And will Craig Wellahan actually get on the field, the backup quarterback? Azar on for the PAT. The kick is up and good. The last 2 kickoffs have been returned for touchdowns by Rodney Wright. Will Wellahan actually get on the field? We'll find out after this.
Playoff football, playoff fireworks, and playoff fun. Come watch your Sabercats destroy the competition in their quest to win another Arena Bowl. Catch all the action Saturday, July 7th at noon at HP Pavilion. While supplies last, get your ticket to the game for just $5. For tickets to the July 7th game, log on to Ticketmaster.com or call 408-998-TIXS. Playoff football, playoff fireworks, and playoff fun. Be there.
The undeniable power of Panasonic Plasma. Nothing compares to America's best-selling plasma TVs. Panasonic, ideas for life.
How many movies and TV shows have you seen that sign?
Oh, all over the place.
Fabulous, Las Vegas, and I'm told it's Nevada, not Nevada. They're very particular about that. So now, I've never seen a graphic like this in football. The Sabercats have yet to possess the ball offensively, but they're winning 21-14 in the half.
Without an offensive possession. That's amazing. That's unheard of, actually.
2 kick returns for a touchdown and a fumble return for a touchdown. So can Rodney Wright make it 3 for 3? Line drive kick, soft net, and that's one way to keep it away from him. And so Craig Wellahan will get on the field, and kind of a mock round of applause from the crowd that Wright didn't return another one for a touchdown.
We'll get to see Craig Wellahan come in here right now. Like I said, he's got 6 years experience, and he's been in this offense all season. And, you know, when I talked to Coach Malley from time to time at the hotel or over the phone, and, you know, he has so much praise for Craig Wellahan and said he's a great quarterback and can lead this offense. So I expect to see him do the same things Mark Reed does.
Now, Craig Wellahan, I think, was in We Are Marshall for some of the football scenes. He's done some movie stuff as a stand-in. Get it out to Rodney Wright. And a little screen. Now, they also, on any given Sunday, they used a lot of arena football players. And so that's one where I remember many Orlando Predators were late to training camp one year because they were on the Hollywood set filming the football scenes.
And you know what it is? I think a lot of the football movies that have come about over the last years have used arena guys because, you know, unlike NFL guys, you got to go through these agents and different guys. Arena guys love that stuff. You get away, make a little money, and be in a movie, and now you can brag about doing something else.
And Matt Kinzinger did some motion capture for the arena video games. We're having a clock issue here, and so they'll sort this out. But Kinzinger, they put on the black suit that has all, they look like ping pong balls, and they have you block and tackle and run the football, and they do motion capture to give the authenticity of a football player for the Arena League video game. So Matt did a lot of that as one of the fullbacks.
In the arena game?
In the arena
I didn't know that. Okay. Yeah, well, I guess it would only be logical to use an actual arena football player to do that. Yeah, I didn't know he was one of them.
Yeah, he did the fullback stuff, and also they asked him a lot, hey, would a player move this way, or how would you rush the passer and things like that. Now, I've voiced over a lot of basketball games.
Yes, you have.
And the voiceover things are not nearly as sexy as doing the motion capture, believe me. Well, it's like a lot of hours in the studio saying scores and plays randomly, just into nothing.
So you mean you don't get on that black suit and that them balls and all over your body?
No, you just sit in the studio and act like an announcer for hours. On second down, Wellahan goes down and then just holds on to the ball. And I think he tripped from one of his linemen coming back.
And that's because even though you're going with, Dan Loney, the center, in practice all week long, and you've had snaps with him, this is just, your nerves, you're new, you got a new center here. Steps on his foot. Nope. Yep, Dan Loney steps on his foot as he's going back. And there's nothing you're going to be able to do as a quarterback if you get stepped on and you're in your back pedal.
Bernard Santillo is playing at the receiver spot. They're resting James Rowe. On third down, Wellahan firing. What a one-handed catch by Ben Nelson. There's a flag on the play, but Nelson got out to the 15-yard line. I still get excited when Nelson does this, but it's so routine.
Illegal defense, linebacker out of the box, number 7. 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
So they could take the play for the first down or the penalty, but just what? This is not easy, and yet Nelson makes it look routine every time.
Yeah. He's one of the best guys at catching that ball with one hand that I've ever seen. And you got to realize these quarterbacks aren't throwing nerfs, and they're not throwing lob passes. Those are balls that are coming at at a pretty good high speed. And for him to stick that big paw up there and make that catch is tremendous.
On first down, Wellahan firing out to Rodney Wright. Well played. As Scott Cunningham used the wall. That most defensive backs, you take away the inside move where all the space is, shove him into the wall, because then at least he's out of bounds.
Yeah, you use that wall as another defender. You see a lot of guys get beat across their face by guys, shaking and jiving like Rodney Wright tried there. But the good defenders understand, if I keep him close to this wall, I have an extra defender to push him into.
And technical term, shaking and jiving, that's what Steve Pappen did best.
B-button.
Final play of the third quarter here. Wellahan on first down, stepping up in the pocket, and a little too hot for the hands of Rodney Wright. As we talk about different speeds that you got to deliver the ball. But this is all good live bullet practice for Craig Wellahan, and also with the radio in the helmet, Terry Malley's able to talk to him and call the plays. So we've reached the end of the third quarter. It's been all Sabercats, 59-24, and Craig Wellahan, the backup QB, getting some time.
We're Paul and Greg. We have an appointment at 11 o'clock.
Yeah, take a seat. I'll let them know you're here. Hi there, I'm the project manager. The VP's just about ready. We'll be with you in a minute, okay? Good morning.
We know people working in small businesses have to do more than one job.
Hi there, I'm Ben, the VP. Nice to meet you. Sorry to keep you.
That's why we've created a lineup of new Brother multifunction centers. They can print, fax, copy, and scan all in one, saving you time and money.
Brace yourself for hard-hitting San Jose Sabercats action at its best. In bone-crunching high definition on a Mitsubishi 1080p HD TV. With twice the resolution of standard HD TV and Mitsubishi's 6-color light engine, you'll feel like you're on the turf and in the game. Get it all at Fry's Electronics, your official sponsor of Sabercats football and San Jose's premier dealer of Mitsubishi 1080p HD TVs.
American League action is heating up on FSN Bay Area. Nick and the A's are beginning to make their move for an AL West title.
There's the windup and the pitch.
They'll head to Cleveland to battle bomber Travis Hafner and the Indians. A's, Indians, next on FSN Bay Area.
As it happened, it was one of the plays that, as Jason Kendall has his career in Oakland, that's the sort of second phase of his career, as that's unfolded, that became one of the signature plays for him that A's fans can identify with, his gritty, very determined style of playing baseball, and certainly a determined style of playing catcher.
Well, the Sabercats on top, 59-24 as we head into the fourth quarter. Bob Fitzgerald, Steve Pappen with you. San Jose going to win their 10th in a row. And right after the ball game, A's and Indians coming your way from the Jake. And Kuiper, Ray Fosse will have that for you right here on FSN. Wellahan on second down. And firing high for Ben Nelson. The pass incomplete. Craig Wellahan's got a little arm strength going too.
Yeah, he's throwing a zippy ball out there. It's kind of ironic that he's in there at this stage in the ball game and you see pressure getting put on him. It seemed like when we did see Mark Reed, which wasn't that often because of the great play by the defense and special teams, he had a little bit more time to set his feet and throw the ball. The last two series possessions here, throws, it seems like Wills has been on the run a little bit.
Terry Malley's still coaching. He wants this offense run correctly on third down. Wellahan firing up against the wall, and that's just not a fun catch for any receiver, particularly a guy coming off a knee injury where you got to go low, you got to go on the turf, and you got to slam into the wall.
Yeah, and you see Ben Nelson's kind of limping a little bit here from that wall, and you've been doing this since Sabercats were around, Bob, and you've noticed the wall has never lost. I've never seen a guy run into a wall and knock the wall down and the wall not come back. The wall never loses one of these matchups, and that's why you have to learn how to turn your shoulders and slide and get in there.
I think Ben Nelson looks like Ben Nelson coming off this knee injury. He's been healthy. He's had the good hands. And Clenard Santil for the touchdown. There's a flag down back at the 20-yard line. And we'll see if it stands. And it's on Vegas.
Offsides, defense number 24. That penalty's declined. Touchdown.
Well, we are now watching the highest scoring team in arena football history. The 2007 San Jose Sabercats on this Wellahan to Clenard Santil. What a great catch.
My goodness, that takes a lot of determination. And you sit here and you watch the Sabercats throughout the years, and you kind of get lost in the shuffle. Jason Gathers, Clenard Santil, James Rowe, Ben Nelson, Rodney Wright. I mean, the list goes on and on. What Coach Malley does with this offense, he just plugs guys in, and he knows how to get the best talent get the best out of each and every one of them.
Hagelin bouncing that through off the upright. He has been perfect. The Sabercats beating up on Vegas, 13 minutes away from the playoffs.
Swan Easy DIY Security. Is your home safe? Swan's range of affordable home and business security solutions. Easy to install and use. Connect to your existing TV. Customize to view or record. Safeguard your loved ones, protect your property, and deter thieves. Choose from wireless surveillance, DIY home and office cameras, high-resolution CCD cameras, monitoring kits, and digital video recorders. All available from your local Fry's Electronics store. Swan proudly supports the Sabercats. Go Sabercats. Swan Easy DIY Security.
If you need it. If you want it. Fry's has it. Be surprised at Fry's. This ProMedia 19-inch LCD now $129.99 after rebate. Accommodate a hybrid drive 500 gigabyte external hard drive now $119.99. And this Polk 6.1 home theater surround sound now $699. Remember, your best buys are always at Fry's. Guaranteed.
Well, the Sabercats beating up on Las Vegas. And, Steve, we look back on your keys to the game. No freebies. Well, San Jose has not given the ball away. They've been excellent with it. As far as spreading it around, it's been a lot of Ben Nelson, but we've seen Clenard Santil. We've seen Rodney Wright. Also seen the defense and the special teams kick in. And then no Vegas hangover. Sabercats have had no issues. In Vegas, in the parking lot, 1 o'clock, 7 o'clock.
Doesn't matter.
You want to meet at midnight behind the casino? Wherever these two teams are going to play, the Sabercats are far and away the better team.
Yeah, and they've proven it. And I like, you're going to the playoffs. You're going to have a week off. Whatever team you face, this is the last film they're going to be able to see tape on. And a dominating performance like this, I guarantee, is going to make any offensive, defensive coordinator, and special teams coach, for that matter, nervous.
This is interesting. Marlon Jackson. So the fullback is going to return this. This won't be speed. This will be power. And Jackson kind of bowling his way to the 17. And you wonder, if Vegas players are going to the coaching staff saying, hey, let me return a kick. You know, we're down a ton of points.
There was one guy early on in arena football that used to do that from Albany. I'm trying to picture the guy's name. He's still playing Chad Dukes, and he was one of the best because Chad Dukes had size and he had speed for a fullback. He returned a couple in his days, and right there, Marlin was no Chad Dukes, I tell you that. That looked like a secure safety return. Make sure we don't fumble.
That's spoken by a man who has a lot of kick returns for touchdowns. You know, he gets out to the 17. I say it's a good return. You're like, that wasn't much.
For a big guy, that was real good.
And pass thrown behind Quattlebaum and incomplete.
I want to know, is there a play Steve Watson? He might not necessarily be in on the play, but is there ever a play he's not around the ball?
Well, what I have double-checked on tape throughout the season is that there's not two guys wearing 34 on the field.
Okay, because I thought so.
I'm pretty sure earlier in the year there was a 34 rushing the passer and making a tackle downfield, and I thought there was more than one guy.
He is all over the place.
He's incredible. On 2nd and 10, Rolovich firing deep, and nice spike of the ball by Omar Smith at 5'9", got up to knock that away from Tabidi Davis.
Well, you got to understand, if you're the offensive coordinator for the Las Vegas Gladiators, you got to understand you're playing the number 3 ranked team. You're playing in my opinion, two arguably of the best defenders in all of arena football, and all you seem to be doing with Tabidi is throwing him on go routes. Omar's waiting on that. He's sitting on that. He knows I might not be physically big enough to stop you, but if you're going to throw fades, I can defend that. Throw him on some curl routes or some out routes. Make the defender cover him.
On 3rd and 10, Rolovich firing, and Marquise Floyd, good break on the football. It'll bring up 4th down. Sabercat defense, they're still looking at allowing 24 points. Kevin Guy's never going to say, oh, just walk down and score on us.
Oh, never. No. I had the pleasure of going to HP Pavilion last week and watching the game against Arizona. And, I think what he did and this defense did against an Arizona team, limiting him to 26 points, is unbelievable. And then you turn around in these conditions on a Monday at 1:30 against a team that has nothing to lose, and you're giving up 24 points with 10 minutes to go. I think that's a tremendous accomplishment.
So 4th and 10 here. A chance to get a stop and take possession of the ball. Rolovich throwing it incomplete. He was kind of running for his life with Phil Glover bearing down on him. So the Sabercat offense will take over. That's one way for the defense to get off the field.
Yeah, exactly. Just let the offense beat itself. And, I'm really shocked that there's no boo birds or, the crowd not as big as it is. They're still in the ball game, and there's still a little bit of energy.
A timeout on the field with 10:34 remaining in the ball game. It has been all Sabercats here in Vegas.
Playoff football, playoff fireworks, and playoff fun. Come watch your Sabercats destroy the competition in their quest to win another Arena Bowl. Catch all the action Saturday, July 7th at noon at HP Pavilion. While supplies last, get your ticket to the game for just $5. For tickets to the July 7th game, log on to Ticketmaster.com or call 408-998-TIXS. Playoff football, playoff fireworks, and playoff fun. Be there.
She pulls her man around by her apron string.
Well, James Rowe has been Mr. Reliable all season long, breaking the franchise record for receptions, touchdowns, and yardage for a receiver.
When you think about those accomplishments, Jerry Reese, James Hunden, James Rowe years ago, that's a tremendous accomplishment to break that record.
Houlihan firing out to Clenard Santil. He'll get 4 or 5 yards inside the Vegas 13. And this is the best thing, is you don't have to play James Rowe. You don't have to play Amar Grebe. They're all intact. They're all in one piece. Nobody got hurt.
And the one thing, too, that you don't see as a fan, but knowing these guys, unselfishness. James Rowe, you set records, but you want to play in a football game. You want to catch balls and score touchdowns, but you know the stakes. You're out of it. Let these younger guys get some repetitions, get some reps. relax your body and heal.
I think the neatest thing early on is that Rowe caught his 40th touchdown on Greaves' 100th touchdown.
Yeah.
Very fitting at the beginning of the ball game. Wellahan having the ball knocked free. That's loose. Heading for the end zone and a touchdown for Vegas. As Khalid Vaughn, the rookie out of Clemson, and Vegas gets into the end zone via the defensive score.
And I know an arena football game is never over. You still have a chance, but I mean, leading 66-30, it's kind of the bus is warming up. But I know Terry Malley, Coach Malley, is over there in that box right now, and he's disappointed and he's upset because you never want things like this to happen. You never want your quarterback to get hit. You never want to give up turnovers, especially for touchdowns. And this is just something that he'll settle the guys down, tell Wills to get rid of the ball a little bit sooner, step up, or do something of that nature because these guys want to win going away with it. Want to have a good game. They don't. Little things like that. It's only one, but it's something that you're going to look back on film, and I guarantee they watch that play more than any play of this whole entire game.
Azar puts the PAT up and good. And Khalid Vaughn, pretty good wheels there for the rookie out of Clemson as he picked that up. You know, normally D linemen, they're so anxious when they see it. They stumble or fall or Matt. He picked it up clean, and Matt Kinzinger never gave up on the play. I mean, he chased him down and a diving tackle there. So the Sabercats not quite perfect offensively. They commit their first turnover.
You know, it's good to see the Vegas team still 2-13. You're down by 30 points. Still get a little excited. Still have a little energy because this is what you get. This is your living. This is your way of life. And for you to sit there and put your tail in between your legs and say, hey, the season's over. That's a coward way to get out, I guess. I mean, and you're looking at you're playing the Sabercats. I mean, arguably one of the best teams in the league, and things are going to happen, but they're still fighting. They're still trying to get some touchdowns and some points on the board. It's a pride issue, I think, here, Fitz.
Now, let me ask you, in terms of the title teams of 02, 04, and then this edition, is this team as good as the championship teams? Could this team win a title in San Jose?
I hope I don't get fired for saying this. I don't think they're as good as those teams. I think this is a great football team. Don't get me wrong.
It's okay to say they're not as good as teams that win 15 and 1. Yeah, it's okay. But I'm just asking you, does this have championship talent on this team?
By no doubt, this team is a championship football team. The thing that I have with it is, I'll tell you after the onside.
Marquise Floyd recovering the onside kick, and I don't know why he did that. The lateral to Omar Smith. And Smith is going to go down. Now that's a play where Marquise has got to be a little careful. You can have some fun, but you know, in a tighter situation, that is a mental mistake right there.
Yeah, you don't want to get somebody injured doing something like that. But what I was touching on when you asked me about the championship, they have it. The league has went way down since the 2002 season, I believe. Arizona's down. The Los Angeles franchise is down. Utah is okay. And as we're seeing, the Western Conference has went down. So I think they're beating up on teams they should because of the talent level. But by no question, this team, I know, can win it all and has just as much talent.
Although people would argue and say all of a sudden Dallas is very good, Georgia's very good, and Chicago's very good. But you're right, in the conference, not as many battles. As Wellahan throws that incomplete. Now, continue with this thought process. What about having the week off? What's the toughest thing after a bye week when you've won 10 in a row? You'd almost want to play the next week because you're so hot. You have the bye week. How do you jumpstart yourself and get into playoff mode after that?
The toughest thing about the bye week is you have that week and you don't know who you're playing until the next week. If you have a bye week and you know who you're playing, you can prepare. So I think these guys just got to stay mentally fit, mentally hungry for the next opponent.
Screen to Leonard Santil. He gets a lot out of that. Good, tough running to the 5-yard line. Santil has been a very exciting rookie out of Middle Tennessee State. Had 4 touchdowns in the first game he played. And with Leonard Santil and Rodney Wright, they have been the reason that the Ben Nelson injury didn't slow down this offense.
Yeah, those two guys have stepped up and played tremendous football along with Jason Gathers. He's had a good season this year. And, early on in training camp, I was out there watching the offense and learning some things from Coach Malley, and he talked about Kennard nonstop. He said this guy has tremendous talent. He's just young and needs to learn the game.
Well, this is that jumbo package. They give it to Kinzinger, and he's down to the 2-yard line. So that'll bring up 2nd and goal.
For those that are at home, I don't know if you can hear it over the mics, but Coach Malley is down there, and they're up by 30 points, and he's still coaching. He's yelling, hurry up. He's yelling, get in. He's yelling, get the first down. He wants to win and do things the right way 24/7. He's a true champion and a true coach.
He is still coaching Craig Wellahan. You may need him in the playoffs if Grebe would have an injury and you have a fumbled snap, which is not what Terry Malley's looking for. Wellahan was able to get on top of it.
Yeah, he's I can tell you right now, he is not happy. He's happy with the outcome so far of the scoreboard, but as far as his team's execution without Mark Grebe and James Rowe and the, if you will say the starters, the first teamers, he's very disappointed right now in the execution. I can guarantee you that.
So it's 3rd and goal from the 2 after the fumble. Give it to Kinzinger, and he just pulls his way in. Great blocking on the left side. Brian Johnson was there. George Williams was there. And William Obang, who's another impressive rookie out of San Jose State, getting some playing time, and all leading the way for Matt Kinzinger.
That is so disheartening, and it takes a lot away from a defense when you can just get inside the 5-yard line, line up, and physically go hat on a hat and run the ball in for touchdowns. Because it's so hard to score with rounded end zones, and the end zone's only 8 yards. It's so hard to score throwing. So when you can line up 8 on 8, hat on a hat, and go in and run, it just takes a lot out of the defense.
Well, the most points the Sabercats have scored in a game this year is 73, and they've now done that twice. 73-31, all San Jose. They will have home field all the way.
Score now with the D-Link Extreme N Wi-Fi home network. Share high-speed internet in every inch of your house. Setup is quick and easy. Download game stats, multimedia highlights, and music in seconds. D-Link makes it easy to secure your new network for an all-pro defense. Give yourself the home field advantage with the D-Link Extreme N wireless home network today. D-Link networking products are available at all Fry's electronic stores, or visit www.dlink.com.
For the big game or whatever you watch, Premier Mounts gives you unlimited possibilities for great home entertainment. At Premier Mounts, you'll find dozens of easy-to-install mounting solutions for every room and virtually every TV or projector, all guaranteed for life, with state-of-the-art features and viewing versatility to give you the best seat in the house. Discover just how good home entertainment can be. Visit mounts.com to find the perfect mount for your TV and your home. Premier Mounts. Entertain unlimited possibilities.
Now Terry Malley and Mark Grebe kind of coaching up Craig Wellahan, talking about what's gone right, what's gone wrong with the backup quarterback coming in. Sabercats up 73-31, but our player of the year, courtesy of Case Logic, has got to be number 16.
It's got to be Mark Grebe every year. Things he does.
Injuries to various receivers, young offensive linemen. Look at those numbers. 4,605 yards, and his first time he's ever gotten to 100 TDs. Our Case Logic player of the year for the Sabercats, and he started and played in every game this year, the quarterback Mark Grebe.
And then you touched on it, and there's a lot of games he never played in the third and fourth quarters.
Quattlebaum taking it out to the 10-yard line. And nothing to do but knock off this final 4 minutes and 50 seconds.
This is that area of the game where you love the running clock in arena football. This is where you love it, where the clock can just run out.
I tell you, a great leader, a great player, a tremendous pro athlete. 33 years of age, season number 10 out of UC Davis. And Mark Grebe, he was an assistant on the Stanford coaching staff. I think Mike Pulaski and I were joking. He got his degree in like molecular biology or something. One of the smartest players you will ever run into. And just a terrific, terrific guy.
With a great family, too. His family's awesome.
His mom and dad are here. While Aaron is at home with the twin daughters. Tendress catching into midfield, shoved out of bounds by Clevan Thomas.
I tell you what, Rolovich has a cannon of an arm. He gets that ball to those receivers in a quick fashion.
What's the next adjustment for him? Is it to develop a soft touch or learn to lead some guys? He clearly can fire it into a tight spot. We've seen that.
Yeah, you got to be able to have a touch here and there. You got to be able to have a change up a curve every once in a while. And the thing about it is, you know, he learned from Terry, you know, when he was in San Jose. So now you don't forget what Terry taught you just because you're someplace else is what I would have to tell him.
So on first down, Rolovich, and look at that. On the best of coverage, Joe Clear will walk in, and a good decision by Nick Rolovich. Not open on the sideline, bought himself some time, and then did loft that downfield.
Yeah, he showed a little touch there, you know, getting it on the screen to his tight end and showed a little touch, and that's what we touched on. I mean, that's that second phase. You can throw it in there hard, you can throw it to the timers, but to be able to throw a touch pass to a, quote, non-receiver is big for him in his growth process to being a great arena quarterback.
And so Vegas under Rolovich in the second half playing much better. They had scored only 10 points in the first half.
Well, it's kind of a catch-22. You're scoring, but now you're letting San Jose add on to that record, because they're going to score more points. That's
and fired into the end zone, pulled in for the two-point conversion. So I tell you what, Khalid Vaughn's had himself a second half, picked up a fumble, ran it in for a touchdown, and caught the two-point conversion. But it's going to be all San Jose at the end of the day.
American League action is heating up on FSN Bay Area. Nick and the A's are beginning to make their move for an AL West title.
There's the windup and the pitch.
They'll head to Cleveland to battle bomber Travis Hafner and the Indians. A's, Indians, next on FSN Bay Area.
It's one high and deep to left field, and there it is! Home run number 300 for Barry Bonds.
Barry chases history as the Giants continue the homestand, ready to take on their division rival. They'll collide with the explosive Adrian Gonzalez and the surging San Diego Padres. Giants, Padres, tonight at 7 on FSN Bay Area.
San Jose Sabercats Arena Football is brought to you by Netgear, by Linksys, by Belkin, by Sharp, Be Sharp, by Symantec, by Panasonic, by Case Logic, and by Fry's Electronics. Your best buys are always at Fry's. Well, the onside kick recovered by San Jose, although this is the type of onside kick I think you should see more at the collegiate pro level. And Steve Azar just did something that I think more kickers could do this. You know, they have the drag kick where they, you know, kind of dribble it and the kicker tries to recover. You have the high bounce kick. But I wonder why kickers don't just line up and line drive a kick off of an up man and let it ricochet and see if you get lucky.
Especially when you have an up man that's a lineman who doesn't, you know, might not have as good hands as a receiver.
Wellahan going to throw to Rodney Wright. And Sabercats are interested in using some clock here. Most points in a game this season, it ties. Sabercats at 73 earlier one time. And then they came into the game with a chance to set the league record for points scored in a year, and they have done so. 1,012 in 2007, and Dallas still has a chance. I don't know if they're going to get to 1,012. Wellahan nearly bobbled that snap, and Ben Nelson got crushed. Sidney Hagerbrook laid the wood to Ben Nelson.
And that was caused a little bit by the bobble snap by Wellahan. It throws off the timing. Had he caught the ball a little bit sooner, he would have been able to hit Ben Nelson a little bit sooner in the field.
Well, you want to be a receiver in the Arena Football League? Here's what it sounds like. Ouch. Ouch. You don't want to be taking those type of hits in a 73-39 game, believe me. On third down, Wellahan running out of time. Is it a fumble or an incompletion? It's ruled an incompletion, which is just as well for the Sabercats as the clock will run down in the 1-minute warning.
And this is what we touched on about getting him some experience. I mean, it's just a totally different offensive unit when Mark Reeves in the ball game compared to when Craig Willihan's in the ball game.
So they're going to send A.J. Hagelin on to kick a field goal. 1 minute remaining in the regular season, and then Darren Arbette gets the troops ready for the postseason. This win already well in hand.
At this time, I'd like to ask all of you to pucker up for the Orleans.
Keep food fresh. You have to take air out. Otherwise, your efforts are just going to waste. That's why you need the new Food Saver Advanced Design Home Vacuum Packaging System that seals freshness in, all at the touch of a button. It eliminates freezer burn once and for all, and keeps your favorite foods like meats, fruits, vegetables, and cheese fresh up to 5 times longer. So stop wasting time, money, and effort, and get the essential kitchen appliance found in over 7 million homes. The Food Saver Advanced Design System is available wherever small kitchen appliances are sold.
And Ferguson on the 17th. Oh, that's trouble.
Papá, la par, ¿y la?
Un poquito más a la derecha.
Increíble!
He's looking right at it. It's there.
Nothing is lost with the full HD 1080p Aquas from the leading innovator of liquid crystal television, Sharp.
1 minute remaining in the ball game. Sabercats up 73-39. They had blown this one open 38-10 at halftime, and the A's and Indians are on the way from Jacobs Field. Glenn Kuiper, Ray Fosse will have that right after the Sabercats. So A.J. Hagelin, all 27 yards out and partially blocked. That's a live football. It's still loose, and Brian Johnson recovers it for a touchdown.
I think he was inside the 5-yard rule. I see the yellow hanky on the turf.
Well, that could negate the score. Once the ball hits the ground, you're allowed to come in that 5-yard buffer. The receiver has to touch it, or it has to hit the ground, and then you can come in from inside the 5. But the kick was blocked. And let's have the official explanation.
Kick catch interference. 27 to kick inside the 5-yard belt prior to the ball hitting the ground or a receiver. That's a 5-yard penalty from the 5-yard line. First down.
And that is well explained. And the reason this rule exists is you don't want kick returners getting killed in the back.
Exactly. You know, it's tough though for me if you're a line judge and you're looking at that 5-yard spot. How can you see when the ball hits the ground or the receiver catches it? It's kind of that tricky. You're trying to do 2 things at once.
You're guessing a little bit. So 51 ticks left inside the final minute. The clock will stop on incompletions and out of bounds plays. Sabercats. Again, they don't want to give up any garbage points, but they've done that here in this 4th quarter.
You touched on it. I mean, they've given up a couple of plays in this second half that are just unbelievable. That, you know, as a coaching staff, you clearly won the ball game. But giving up things like this, I mean, they run a scissors route where the guy in motion is going to run right up the wall, and the guy's going to come underneath, and this is just blown coverage by either Omar or Cleveland, and that's just unacceptable, in my opinion, to, you know, give up things like this when you're, you know, you got the game won, but you're trying to send a message to everybody else that's in the playoffs that you're ready to play.
Well, Sabercats led this game 66-24. So Vegas, you know, credit to some of the Vegas guys. They've continued to play hard. And this was all kind of window dressing in terms of the final score. It's been all San Jose all afternoon. Well, there's been a lot to celebrate all year long for the Sabercats, and when they get in the end zone, they always have a little something for the fans.
Yeah, each and every one of them have a special dance and special celebration, and they're all tasteful and classy.
Brian Johnson, sort of the Pistons pumping when he gets in.
Oh, I love this one.
The gorilla dance by Treston George when he scores touchdowns. James Rowe, a man of faith. Very simple. He's got the Superman muscles, and Omar Smith has some of the creative ones.
You never know what you're going to get with O.
I like the seal and then the snow angel. That was a good one from last week. And Darren Arbet, when you get him to smile, that's Mr. Poker Face right there. And he's had a lot to smile about. This is as good a Sabercat team as we have seen. They're going to move to 13-3, but they started 1-2. You know, you lose tough road games at Chicago, 48-45. At Georgia, 64-62. And yet, that didn't deter this team. They had one bad game, in my opinion, all year long, and that was at New Orleans.
Exactly. I did that game, and we did that game. And the New Orleans game was a game where you throw that one away. You let that one go and you move on, and that's exactly what they did.
The dribble kick to Rodney Wright. Rodney Wright is on the return. 2 kicks for scores, and he wisely gets down. Well, for San Jose, the winning streak began after those early losses. They come back from New Orleans April 13th. It's a couple days before tax day, and they have not lost since. Because the next page of the schedule is the far more interesting one.
They have not been challenged. I mean, not challenged, but they've played extremely well.
Well, check out those scores. Only the home game against Orlando was really close. It's been Sabercat domination.
Week in and week out.
Now it's time to run the clock out. Ryan Johnson getting a yard. In arena football, you must advance the ball forward for the clock to run. And San Jose, with this win, is going to get home field advantage all the way through. And this is a team that has yet to lose a game. Since they've gone to the 16-game schedule, no team has gone undefeated at home until the Sabercats. And in 8 games, you're outscored teams by 192.
You're doing something right in my book.
Well, Vegas did something right. They let the clock run out. And the San Jose Sabercats win it 73-46.
Your final score, the San Jose Sabercats 73.
And for San Jose, 10 wins in a row to end the season. 13-3 to finish the regular season. The bye week, and then July 7th, the home playoff game. And for San Jose to do it with 3 defensive touchdowns, 2 kick returns for touchdowns, the 100th passing touchdown of the year by Mark Reed, the 40th touchdown reception by James Rowe. Just a good afternoon in Vegas all the way around.
Oh yeah, great afternoon, you know, by the whole ball club. At the end, they kind of let it go at the end, but when you're looking back at it, you look at what they the things they had to come into the ball game going against them, the 130 to Vegas, the home field advantage. They played an exceptional football game.
And so the question for San Jose now is rest or rust. You get the bye week. You want to rest up, but you can't be rusty because in the playoffs, one time and it's out. For them to win the title, this 10-game winning streak needs to become a 13-game winning streak. And the way Steve Watson played, the one-arm bandit was at home in Vegas. The kick returns helped on the special teams, but your defense, including a fumble recovery for a TD, Steve, and you had one that bounced up in the air. It was a great game.
Hey, you know what? We went out here and we had a game plan, and, you know, we stuck to it, and, you know, we were able to come out with a good win.
You know, I don't think you can take the cast off. You have that lucky cast. I think ever since you put the cast on and came back, the team has yet to lose a game.
Hey, you know what? When I came back from the injury, you know, just wanted to come out here focused, and, you know, our whole team, you know, we had a goal for the season, and, you know, we still haven't attained it. The goal is to win Arena Bowl 21, and we're looking forward to doing that.
Hey, Steve, tell us in that first half. It seemed Vegas was getting away with some cheap shots, kind of making this into an alley fight. You guys had to make it a football game again. How difficult was it to play through that stuff?
You know what? You know, Coach preaches, I mean, it's always going to be the second guy that gets caught in those kind of things. And, you know, we really just had to come out here and stay focused. I mean, that's the main thing is staying focused and playing our game and sticking to our game plan. And, you know, we were able to get through that. We had a bit of a rough fourth quarter, but, you know, we came away with a win. And, you know, we're going to appreciate it and get ready for our next opponent.
Well, for a rookie at 25 years of age, you just had a monster season at the linebacker spot. How excited are you for the playoffs right now?
Hey, you know, we're excited. You know, we're peaking right now. I think our best football is yet to come. You know, we're turning on. You say you got to turn it on at the end of the season to be a playoff caliber team, and I think we're doing that, and we're looking forward to you know, postseason.
How odd was it to play an afternoon game on a Monday in Las Vegas?
Hey, you know, this is my first afternoon game since college, so it was a little bit different, you know, and you know, guys did a really good job of staying focused last night in the hotel. You know, we're in the, you know, one of the most exciting cities in America, but you know, guys did a really good job of staying focused, and I think that showed on the field.
Hey, Steve, thanks for stopping by. We appreciate it. Great regular season. We'll see you in the postseason.
Hey, thanks for having me.
That is the one and only Steve Watson, a record-setting game for Mark Grebe. Sabercat playoff tickets, July 7th at 11:50 a.m. That's a Saturday. Be there at HP Pavilion. And Steve Pappan, this team gonna take it all. What do you think?
Oh yeah, they got a tremendous chance to do it. The thing is, Chicago and Georgia, they lost to them earlier in the season, and at some point you're going to face one of those teams either in the Arena Bowl with Georgia or in the playoffs with Chicago.
Well, we give way to the national TV coverage, but it's been so much fun bringing you the regular season. For Steve Pappan, Bob Fitzgerald saying so long from Vegas. Great job by Mike Bird directing and Tom Hunter producing all the games where the Sabercats finished winning 10 in a row, 73-46. They have home field all the way through until the Arena Bowl, the highest scoring team in Sabercat history. We head to Cleveland. Glenn Kuiper